All-Star Charity Football Classic, the best from Ohio meeting the best from West Virginia. Hi, folks. Happy to have you with us. I'm Ryan Recker alongside of Don Sloan. Don, picture-perfect night for high school football. Couldn't ask for better weather. The atmosphere here tremendous as well.
Great night for football. We've had the high 90s, the bad temperatures. It's still warm, but there's a nice breeze. It's a pretty nice night for football.
And we were talking about it during the pregame before we were on the air. How this breeze can affect this game tonight, be it passing game or even the kicking game.
Well, I think it really could affect things tonight. You're looking at Ohio. Dave Caldwell from Beallsville is their head coach. He's a guy that's known for his passing attack, passing offense. A couple good quarterbacks, Antonio Magnone of Big Red, Ryan Church of Martins Ferry. They're going to want to throw the ball, but I'll tell you what, if this wind keeps up, it's going to be tough throwing the football tonight.
It will be tough throwing the football, and Ohio will have their hands full trying to stop this West Virginia ground attack. Tony Walls, a speedster from Linsly. Linsly may not get the recognition that they deserve throughout the high school football season. This is a guy that maybe a lot of people don't even know about.
Well, Tony Walls is outstanding. He'll play college football at Slippery Rock in Pennsylvania as a defensive back, but look for him to be in the backfield tonight for West Virginia. His head coach from Linsly, Terry Depew, is the head coach, and traditionally in this game, you'll see a head coach take a kid that he knows, that knows his offense, and he ends up being the guy that carries the load, and I think Tony Walls could do that. Also, watch and see how they use Dana Davis from Brooke, either in the secondary or in offense. He could be another big play performer for West Virginia.
It'll be interesting to see if they sneak players in on both offense and defense. They announced early in the week that guys will play one side of the football, but we know as this game progresses, this game can take on a different form, and it can change in terms of who's playing where, and that's going to be interesting to see.
It will be, and as we mentioned, both those guys, Davis and Walls, they'll play defensive back in college. So if you see the Ohio passing game open up, even if they're on offense, you might see them go over on D for a while.
And it's good to keep in mind that West Virginia won this game last year, breaking a long streak by Ohio. So we'll see if that's playing in the minds of these kids. The speak all week has been, well, this is their year. This is what had happened in the past has happened in the past. It doesn't matter. But I know those Ohio guys know what that score was last season, 21-7. They want it back on their side of the river this year.
So West Virginia looking to go for 2 in a row. We'll be back with more live from Wheeling Island Stadium after this. And welcome back live at Wheeling Island Stadium for coverage of the OVAC All-Star Football Game. Time now to recognize the sponsors that without them this game wouldn't be possible. For tonight's OVAC All-Star Game, representing the health plan tonight, Dave Matthew. Smitty's Floors is Mike Smith. Attorney David J. Scarpone with us tonight from M-Star at OVAMC and East Ohio Regional Hospital. David McClure, Bernie Kaufman of Kaufman's of Wheeling. Lamar, the Yes Team. Team Ford Lincoln Mercury, Team Toyota, Team Buick Pontiac GMC, and band sponsor for McDonald's, Mr. Ross Stoltz. And on behalf of all of tonight's game sponsors, we'd like to present this check to the OVAC in a total of $26,000. And Tom, these sponsors do an awful lot to make this event possible.
I just got through saying, people don't understand the financial commitment it takes to put something like this on. This alone, without the sponsors, corporate, without the TV people, there's no way this game could ever exist. And we appreciate everything they do. On behalf of the conference, the executive board, this helps.
So from these sponsors, this check of $26,000, and when you look at this, this is a charity football classic.
It's definitely a charity, and it begins right here. When you look at the fact that this game's generated $750,000 over 34 years to help people with the shrine units and all, and not only that, local charities around here that are given to. This is just a phenomenal thing.
Tom Radizak of the OVAC. Let's send it back up to you, Ryan Recker, in the booth.
Don Sloan, thanks very much. And that, of course, a huge part of what takes place here during the OVAC All-Star Charity Football Classic, which is, in fact, an extravaganza. Okay, time to meet the players that'll be wearing the red and white tonight. The men in Ohio. Here they are from top to bottom.
Aaron Harper, wide receiver, representing the Beallsville Blue Devils.
Anthony Mossburg, wide receiver, Frontier High School.
AJ Twardoski, free safety, St.Clairsville High School.
Ryan Church, quarterback, Martins Ferry High School.
Kyle Carpenter, wide receiver, Buckeye High School.
Gary Stubbs, running back, Steubenville Big Red.
Antonik Magnone, quarterback, Steubenville Big Red.
Bruce Palmer, linebacker, Indian Creek.
Tyler Graham, tailback, cornerback, Monroe Central.
Clay Tucker, wide receiver, defensive back, Martins Ferry High School.
Scott Antonik, tight end, Bellaire High School.
Degrava,
linebacker, Buckeye Local High School.
Ben Smith, fullback, Martins Ferry.
Lou Ward, fullback, linebacker, East Liverpool High School.
Mike Fisher, defensive back, Bellaire High School.
Anthony Carson, defensive end, Union Local High School.
Chaz Yoder, linebacker, Martins Ferry.
Chase Garvin, tackle, Caldwell High School.
Dirk Soland, nose guard, Beallsville High School.
Matt Lyons, linebacker, Cambridge High School.
Lucas Michael, offensive tackle, Shenandoah High School.
Krista Caesar, punter, St. John Central High School.
Sean Erkey, offensive tackle, River High School.
Q Nelson, O-line, Steubenville Big Red.
John Skinner, defensive end, Beallsville High School.
Robert O'Hara, I'll be playing center. I'm from Beallsville High School.
Caleb Myers, tackle from St.Clairsville.
Katie Davis, offensive line, defensive tackle, Steubenville Catholic Central.
Wesley Haslam, offensive lineman, defensive tackle, River.
Derek Thompson, split end, Beallsville High School.
Aaron Carpenter, defensive back, Buckeye High School.
Mike Darty, kicker, Cambridge High School.
Brian Leisure, running back, free safety, Caldwell.
And the man coaching the Ohio All-Stars, Dave Caldwell, fourth time that he has had the honor. He won it back in 2001. You'll meet the All-Stars from West Virginia after this timeout. Live coverage of the Rudy Mumley OVAC All-Star Charity Football Classic continues right after this.
Welcome back live to Wheeling Island Stadium for coverage of tonight's OVAC All-Star football game. We just met the Ohio All-Stars. Now let's introduce you to the West Virginia All-Stars.
Brian Balderson, running back, Bishop Donahue High School. Tongue, the truth, walls, tailback, the Linsly School. Bobby Herron, quarterback, Wheeling Central Catholic.
John Kepner, split end, the Linsly School. Danny Davis, running back, free safety, Brooke High.
EJ Schramm, quarterback, Wheeling Park.
Justin Shoemate, running back, corner, where I.
Wayne, the number 1 stunner, green, DB receiver, the Linsly School. Josh McKee, split end, Wheeling Central.
Jack Crow, wide receiver, We're High Red Riders.
Darren Matthews, running back, defensive end, Magnone High School.
The franchise, West Shoulders, fullback safety, the Park.
Jake Meyer, outside backer, Tyler Consolidated.
I'm Brian Henderson, linebacker, Brooke High.
Justin Hicks, defensive end, offensive line, Brooke High.
Mike Crusoe, linebacker, guard, Wheeling Central.
The greatest number left, 55, Dre Drizzly Taylor, linebacker, guard, D. Linsly School.
Jacob Bonner, offense and defensive line, Tyler Consolidated.
Stephen Blake, offense and defensive line, Cameron High School.
Bob Adams, offensive defensive tackle, Valley High School. Brian Stahl, center, defensive end, Wheeling Park.
Devin Delaney, offensive defensive line, D. Brook Bruins.
Anthony Gianni, offensive line, linebacker, Donahue High School.
Sean Rick, offensive and defensive tackle, Wheeling Central High School.
Mark Ice, offensive and defensive tackle, Oakland Golden Bears.
Chad Chappell, offensive defensive tackle, We're High.
Robbie Squibb, guard, center, and defensive end, the Linsly School.
Anthony Lawrence, wide receiver, John Marshall.
John Pearson, tight end, outside linebacker, the Park.
Burger King, Brown Berger, wide receiver, John Marshall. Michael DeCaria, wide receiver and defensive back, Madonna Blue Dogs.
Adam Gribler, kicker, Wheeling Central.
And a look at the head coach of the West Virginia All-Stars, Terry Depew. Fifth time he will be the head man. His record 1-2-1. And as you see Coach Depew and the rest of the All-Stars and everyone else here at Wheeling Island Stadium pausing now for the playing of our national anthem. And we will do so as well.
And my hands be busy with appointed work for thee. And as we leave here tonight, keep our young servicemen and women in our thoughts and in our prayers, and hope that they have a speedy and safe return to their families. We ask this in thy name. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and remove your caps as we honor America with this star-spangled banner for performing the national anthem, the McDonald's OVAC All-Star Marching Band.
A beautiful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner, helping us to get set for kickoff tonight here at Wheeling Island Stadium. I'm Ryan Recker, and I'm joined up here in the booth by two colleagues. Another year of high school football isn't here already. Coach Bud Beallsville, Coach Rich Walensky, happy to have you both here with us as well. Let's talk about this game tonight. You guys have both coached in all-star games. How do you attack this? Because you want to play everybody. You certainly want it to be equal time. You want to have fun, but at the same time, you want to win this thing. How do you do it?
Well, you know, Brian, that all depends on the selection that you have and the players that you bring into camp in the first place. You want to try to bring in the kids that can fit into your system, so that the learning curve is not that wide. And every one of these kids that were picked, I'm sure we'll see action tonight on either the offensive side, the defensive side, or special teams. And I like the way Coach Depew said it, in the Wheeling and Tell this morning when he said, I don't want these kids to leave this game tonight thinking that this week was wasted. So, we're going to see everybody into the game. Naturally, the talent level is going to be different as far as some kids are concerned. But overall, I think you're going to see an outstanding game by some outstanding players.
I think along the same lines as Rich, I was reading the paper this morning, and I read what Coach Caldwell had said, and how he's going to try to, involve everybody into the game, either offense, defense, special teams, what have you. So I think that both coaches have the same philosophy about getting kids in the game, although, to be honest with you, they don't remember who played after the game if you lost the thing, So you're going to try to play to win. One thing about selecting all-stars, you got to select athletes. And as Coach Walensky mentioned, you want to get kids that can do what you know. One thing that I learned from coaching an all-star game was this. I wanted to know, what was best for the kids, so I got some of the input from the kids that were going to do special jobs for us. Therefore, we tried to employ some of the things that they had done, in their past.
Coach Beallsville, Coach Walensky, thanks so much. The fifth member of our broadcast crew, John Simonson, he's down on the sidelines with the player that will not take part in tonight's game. John?
One casualty tonight. It's the All-State running back from Weirton Madonna, Jake Myers. Jake, of course, got injured in the championship game in the first quarter. His bad luck just continues. Jake, what happened?
Oh, well, I was on vacation with all my friends and started feeling sick the last 2 days. And when we got back, I came to camp, and I just couldn't do it. I was too sick. I had to come home, and I went and got a blood test done and came back that I have mono. So,
well, at least you're here. Jake, of course, has the unique distinction. High school football player, they've retired his number 21 forever at Weirton Madonna.
John, thanks. The coin toss just taking place. West Virginia will receive after Ohio won the toss and elected to defer. West Virginia will be right to left on your television screen, and they will be getting the football going into the wind here in the first quarter. A strong, stiff breeze, and we can feel it up here, fellas, coming from the south to the north here at Wheeling Island Stadium.
Yeah, if Ryan, if you look at the flags on top of the uprights, it is blowing from south to north, and that will be an advantage for the kickers, especially with the wind. And West Virginia will be kicking into the wind during this first quarter.
About playing in this stadium, which we've done a number of times, there are certain areas that it can be dangerous where the ball's going to hang up when you throw or kick the ball. So again, as you guys been talking about this thing, it may be a factor. When you play into a wind like this, you don't want to loft it. You want to use something with velocity, use a real tight spiral on the ball, and try to use them possession throws so that you don't, you don't put the ball too far in the air and, accessible to an interception.
And we'll keep an eye on the punting game as well, because field position will certainly, obviously be a factor tonight.
In these kinds of games, Ryan, field position's big, and then, of course, a lot of times you have players that can break things. And, I'm anxious to see, some of the kids that are going to be in key positions in return. Rich, it's really neat to see these kind of kids, and you want to see them display their talents.
Absolutely, and there'll be a lot of talent on display tonight.
All right, Don Sloan down on the field. Let's check in with you.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. Like we said a short time ago, this game not possible without the help of our sponsors. A check of $26,000 presented tonight to the OVAC. One of the sponsors with me now, Mike Smith of Smitty's Floors. And Mike, well, first off, who's this young lady? Right here?
Smith. This is my partner, Lily Smith. My beautiful daughter. She's 2.
She's 2. Now, how important is it for you as a business to be involved here with the OVAC?
It's very huge. Growing up here in the Valley, I'm just happy to do what I can to, sports is what got me where I'm at, so I'm just happy to get back.
And actually, coming up, this is the Smitty's kickoff, so I guess this is a big moment for you as we set your the kickoff sponsor tonight.
That sounds good. I hope we get to kick off a bunch of us Ohio Buckeyes.
So M-Star with the kickoff tonight, and you're with the replay, so hopefully a lot of big replays tonight, courtesy of Smitty's Floors. Back up to you guys.
Don, thanks very much. Good product placement there, good timeliness. And here we are with the M-Star kickoff. Mike Doherty of Cambridge has it teed up at the 40-yard line. He will be kicking to Tony Walls, the speedster from Linsly, and Jack Rowe of Weir High. They are back deep for West Virginia as we are getting set for the 34th annual Rudy Mumley OVAC All-Star Charity Football Classic, and it is underway. With the win, it's Jack Rowe at his 2-yard line, and Crow dance across the 15, and he'll be met just as he crosses the 20-yard line.
Good deep kickoff that time with the win, Ryan. Got it down to about the 3-yard line, returned it out to short of the 20, I think. And good open field tackle, good coverage by the special teams from Ohio.
Crow looked as if there was going to be a slight bit of daylight, and you could see him pick those knees up as if he was going to accelerate, but it closed up on him. On this Smitty's replay, you'll see the youngster come up with the football, and it looks like he's going to get through something, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're going to see something come in, then another hit, then you're going to see some other red jerseys come in to make that tackle.
Back to live action. Tony Walls gets the carry, and he is stuffed for a loss. On the play, it's Lou Ward from East Liverpool as West Virginia goes backwards with their first play of the night. Bobby Herron gets to start at quarterback. Walls in the backfield. They came out with a double wing look, it looked like that.
It looks as if they're going to run some type of single wing concept. They'll use 2 wings and a remaining running back, Rich, so we'll have to see what happens from there.
Lost 3, 2nd and 13, and now we have a flag. So West Virginia, an inauspicious start here tonight.
Rich. Ohio's in a 5-3 defense, and it looks like they're going to have to play in some games with their nose guard and middle linebacker. Chaz Yoder, a great linebacker coming out of Martins Ferry High School. Good strength, good speed. So we'll see if they're really going to attack this West Virginia running game.
And guys, the first set had Tony Walls from Linsly lined up deep as the main running back. Now he's over to wing, and that's what Terry Depew told me this week, is he knows all of the positions, so Walls will be lined up in a lot of different spots.
There you see him going in motion. West Shoulders is behind Herron. Herron will throw it, complete. Not much doing.
That's a very high percentage, but yet it yields very small when you're going to have that quick pop pass to the tight end. You're not going to get any turf back, which is what they need.
Brian Berger of John Marshall with the catch.
Ohio is really attacking at West Virginia defense right now, Ryan. You can see a lot of stunning inside by the linebacker. Man-to-man coverage in the secondary comes up very, very quickly to take on the receiver coming flat. You can see number 32 from Ohio. It's Jake Degrava from Buckeye Local making the tackle.
And it actually was rolling in. Complete pass. 3rd and 18. Shoulders will get positive yardage, but not before he met. You mentioned him a minute ago, Coach Willis. Chaz Yoder, and somebody looks like he wants to set the tone in tonight's game.
But what West Virginia's going to have to do, Paul, and I think that Coach Depew will do this. They're going to have to start gap blocking everything down to the inside and try to attack the outside away from all of that stunning inside.
Their big problem is going to control the inside game, though.
Right.
The way this Yoder kid's coming off the ball right now, he's really a factor. They're going to have to think about this. This is not a good kick,
Look
Rich.
at that win.
No,
the ball got stuck up in that breeze off the foot of Adam Grubler, and it's out to the 33-yard line of West Virginia. So Ohio, with a swarming defensive effort.
It's about a 20-yard punt, Ryan.
And on your Yes Team scoreboard, No score here in quarter number 1. 10-17 left here. Happy to have you along. Ryan Rector, Bud Billiard, Rich Walensky, John Simonson, and Don Sloan for all the action tonight. Ryan Church, the starting quarterback for Ohio out of Martins Ferry.
They're unbalanced end over.
His teammate Chaz Yoder, the fullback. Mike Fisher gets to start at running back. He's in motion to the bottom of your screen. Church, the give to Yoder. And he will fight for yardage. Dana Davis of Brooke met him.
May I say something, Rich? You did call the unbalanced, but what he's doing, he's got a short guard and the tight end.
Right.
It's not the end over, it's a true unbalanced. So if you're looking at the Ohio offense, you're going to see an unbalanced, and they're trying that G-scheme onside trap. And by motioning, they're trying to draw people, but the West Virginia kids stayed right in there and played that.
There it is again.
And they're doing it with the slot, so you can see,
Yep.
you know, the overload, but they still have a short side running and throwing attack.
Yoder lost 2. 2nd and 12 from the 35. Fisher will motion again. Church, first throw, flips it out to Fisher, and it's incomplete.
I was watching the Ohio kids before the game, Rich, and I picked up the offensive sets, and the Church kid looked like he was having more difficulty throwing the ball than their other quarterback, and you could see that time he more or less footed the ball rather than threw it.
That's right. That time they tried to get a big push off with their 2 wide receivers and hit Fisher behind those 2 wide receivers, give him some room to run. Ball fell incomplete.
Good thinking. Good thinking. Now you're going to see the short side pro, Rich, the tight end flanker to the 2-man side. This was a throwing set before the game.
Church with pressure off the end, gets out of it. And now he'll tuck it and run. Mike Caruso tries to hit him. Church to the stick. He's got a first down, and he's out of bounds inside the 20-yard line.
How many times have you seen him do that over the course of the last football season? Ryan Church from Martins Ferry, you know, very, very good in escaping when he's got heat. And the heat was coming from his backside also. Good pressure by the backside defensive end coming out of that 4-3 defense ball.
That's a missed tackle because of the athleticism of the Church. And I was just going to allude to the fact that we watched this kid last year, and this is the kind of stuff that he did. I mean, he made big things happen for Martins Ferry, and you can see, you know, readily right there why, you know, why he's here tonight.
Sorry, bud. Church ran for 261 yards last season, also a pair of touchdowns. It's 1st and 10 at the 22. Mike Fisher.
He's got a room. He's got some room.
Inside the 10, and Mike Fisher has Ohio on the scoreboard. 22 yards. Mike Fisher, who wasn't even part of this roster more than a week ago, steps in, gets the start, and explodes for tonight's first score.
I tell you, what a nice run by Mike Fisher, but what a great job by those 2 wide receivers getting blocks down the field. Strong side of that offense of Ohio, got everybody sealed inside. He found a seam, cut it up. Here's it on Smitty's replay. Watch the block by the leading fullback right here, Ryan. That's coming out.
Now watch Fisher run the lanes, Coach. Yep. Watch him run those levels right into the end zone.
And the extra point off of Doherty's foot is good. So Ohio on a huge 3rd down conversion by Church. That's followed up by a 22-yard touchdown run by Mike Fisher. And with 9:09 left here in the first quarter, Team Ohio is up 7-0 on the S scoreboard.
Broken plays are like turnovers. If you let that big broken play occur, what's going to happen? You're going to see something yield points.
We're going to see it on a replay. We don't get to see the offensive line, but Mike makes a little juke to the inside, gets everybody moving that way, then finds a lane to the outside, and does a great job of finding the open areas into the end zone. Here it is from
my heart
level.
goes out for this kid because he wasn't selected, plus the fact he's come back from injuries. This kid missed over a half a season with injuries there at Bellaire High School. I remember him as a sophomore, calling his sophomore year against Bellaire and Martins Ferry. And I said when we were in the booth that night, I says, this kid's a player. He's a hard nose. He's a valley boy. This is the kind of kid you want, want in your foxhole.
He started out as a wide receiver, Paul, and was forced into duty as a running back when Bellaire had some injuries that year, and really responded great.
5 plays, 36 yards, a minute 8 on that drive. Off the bounce, he falls at the 5. Uh-oh, look at some daylight. Let's see his speed. Walls to the near side, crossing his own 40, and he'll be brought out of bounds in Ohio territory. the tackle by Brian Lazier. Otherwise, Walls may have broken it.
That's a dangerous kick. When that ball's bouncing up and down, your coverage people have to put on the brakes, because if you don't, and there's a seam, a guy like him can really make things happen. On this Smitty's replay, watch, the ball's bouncing around. Now he'll look, and he's very patient. Now watch, all of a sudden there's a seam.
Crease.
Right, he'll find that crease, then watch his athleticism. He just turns that thing to the outside. Watch how nice he runs with the ball. Okay, he changed it over, and he's got the tips covered, so that's good fundamental football.
47 yards on that return, and a jolt for West Virginia. That's what they need right now. This is Dana Davis now on offense. He was in motion. West shoulders of Wheeling Park. He'll bounce his way for a couple of yards down to the 46, maybe the 45-yard line on that first down carry.
We are seeing Davis in the backfield, and right now he's not been a factor as a ball carrier, but I'm sure that he can be, and I think he'll complement Walls and Shoulders in the backfield. That time, Rich, was just a power-off tackle.
Yep, and against that 8-man front, that's going to be very, very difficult to run and find any seams in there, Paul.
Have to go to your old block down, won't
they?
That's
right. Playing man in the secondary as well.
This is Walls coming in from the wing-back spot. Nothing doing. Scott Antonik rides it out, and then he's helped also by Gary Stubbs of Steubenville Big Red. Nice job by the combo there of Antonik and Stubbs.
Okay, Antonik as the outside defender here, played well with his hands, kept the outside, force on the ball, would not get turned to the inside, forced to play wide until the pursuit could catch up with it. Excellent team defense by Ohio.
What you're doing, you're also getting to see the defense starting to move with that motion man. And they're running right to the motion. And that's getting an extra defender over.
3rd and 8 from the 46.
They have a receiver short room to the bottom side of the field. And I think Herron saw something he didn't like.
Bobby Herron signals timeout. Play clock was down to 4. As West Virginia spends its first timeout. And we'll step aside as well. 8:19 left here in quarter number 1. 7-0 Ohio on the Yes scoreboard. Big third down coming up.
Good morning, I'm Nat.
News 9 is everywhere, every day.
Back at Wheeling Island Stadium, 7-0 Ohio leads West Virginia in the first quarter here on the Yes team scoreboard. Big third down and 8 for the Mountaineers from the Ohio 46-yard line. Bobby Herron after the timeout. Back under center, Crow and Walls. This is Crow in motion from one wingback spot. Shoulders in the backfield. Herron fakes it to him. He's going to roll. Forced out. Bruce Palmer has it for a sack.
Their defensive ends are playing excellent football tonight.
Yes, they
both Ohio defensive ends. And again, West Virginia is trying to get to the perimeter, but with that tight formation, I don't think that they're going to be able to do that, Rich. I think they're going to have to maybe break that thing or just let some natural ability come through, because he can't get around the corners.
That's absolutely correct, Paul. And here it is on Smitty's replay. You're going to watch Bruce Palmer from Indian Creek doing a great job playing with his hands. He's got outside leverage on the ball. He's not going to the inside. Right there, plays off the block very well and makes the hit.
Back to live action. Derek Thompson of Wellsville fielding the punt from Adam Grubler. Nice return out across the 45-yard line. Ohio with tremendous field position just inside its own 49. 7:35 left here in quarter number 1. And boy, we talked about it during the break. What a big third down and 8 that was. Yep. Not only do they not convert, but they lose yardage, which affects the punt.
Yes, and if Green doesn't make that stop,
Ryan, we've got something out of the bag. We've got the bag of tricks coming.
We've got a 25 reverse option. We've got both quarterbacks involved. Magnone's taking a reverse handoff, and we're going to pitch it to Church.
This didn't work when you ran it in practice when I was there.
Work right now.
There it is. Oh, my.
I think you ought to take that one and reevaluate it, Coach.
Yes,
I think you ought to reevaluate that.
Hey, Don, we saw that in practice on Monday.
I was there. I told him it didn't work then. It wouldn't work in the game, and it didn't. But he said he was going to try it anyway.
Win the game before you worry about selling the tickets.
Yeah, Darren Matthews that time, defensive lineman for Magnolia, did a great job of making penetration. You make penetration on all those, fluff plays like that, it's going to cause trouble for the offense.
Loss of 6, back to the 43. 2nd and 16. Mike Caruso, Wheeling Central. Give him credit as well. Back to the normal look. Ben Smith and Fisher in the backfield. To the top of your screen is Aaron Harper. Church with the fake. Pressure, steps out of it again. And look at Church one more time. Gets across midfield, across the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be about a 3rd down and 8.
West Virginia brought heat that time.
They did.
And you'll just see Church do what he does best. And on the Smitty's replay.
Here it is, a little play action. Little semi-roll, and right there, I mean, West Virginia does a good job of, collapsing the pocket, but Ryan Church, such a threat running the football. Can bring up 3rd and about 8.
And he got
Look
8
for pressure off the side from West Virginia.
Caruso's coming. Backside, he got him.
That's what we were looking for.
Mike Caruso, 2 big plays on that series for Ohio, and the Buckeyes are going to have to punt the football. Caruso, well, your heart went out to this young man who couldn't play in the state championship game because of an injury. Does get one final crack at it here in his home field of Wheeling Island Stadium.
I tell you, shows some speed coming off the corner right here. Makes a great effort to get to Ryan Church and drop him for a loss. Bring up 4th and about 15.
You like those Wheeling Central guys?
I love them.
Billiard, huh?
You can't give me enough of the Wheeling Central, Steubenville Central element. I told you every year we do that game, I'd like to see it played for 2 days. You know, you've got great players, and your heart goes out for Caruso. I watched him as a sophomore and junior.
Block! Krista Caesar's punt is blocked. It's up in the air, and a nice job.
A fumble.
Anthony Mossburg, a frontier, got up and got it. Otherwise, that would have been disastrous for Ohio. 4 yellow jerseys were in the area, and West Virginia's going to come up with great field position as they come up with a nice first huge special teams play.
Thank heaven West Virginia didn't assume position of the ball. That's right. What the crowd's complaining about.
That's right. Here's the look too, Paul. We're going to see whether they had possession. Come right off the corner and one up the middle. And we're going to see if West Virginia has possession here.
They're going to give them possession.
They are. Yes, they are.
They're going to give them possession. And since that, then Ohio's going to retain possession of the ball.
That was Brian Berger of John Marshall.
No, they're changing it now.
And now they have reversed it. So we're going back and forth here.
Keith Bloom, the referee, is pointed in toward the West Virginia goal line.
And now Dave Caldwell wants an explanation.
I think the officials made the right call, Rich.
Yeah,
there was no possession.
No.
Don Sloan down there in that argument with Dave Caldwell with the microphone. Let's see if we can pick up.
Okay, the officials saying there was no possession
and they're right.
On Ohio.
Correct. That was a good call.
That was a good call.
Keith Bloom is usually pretty well on top of things. You don't have to worry too much about things. And he'll explain things, and that's the right call. But all coaches want that call to go their way.
Oh, sure.
You know, and you would argue for it.
Of course I would.
Such a great man you are. An honorable person you are, Rich. You would argue for that.
Yes, I would. I would lose if Keith was the referee, I'm sure.
So after all that, West Virginia has it 1st and 10 at the Ohio 42.
That was a disastrous series for Ohio. Okay, West Virginia coming alive here. Ohio has to really stay on top of their game here defensively.
West Virginia's got to take control of this field position. They got to take advantage. Fake inside to shoulders. This is Walls, and they don't want him in the open field. Flag on the play. Looked like Antonik was held on the end.
I think there was a holdout here on the corner. Now, what they want to try to do is get the ball outside with a guy like this Walls kid, because he can make it happen. But the defense is doing when you play against a good defensive end, that's your last recourse.
That's right.
If you can't handle him, you have to cheat.
Plus, they have a corner linebacker outside that defensive end as well, Paul. And, you know, even though they're sending a wing in motion and the defensive back is following him, they still got to beat the defensive end and the corner.
This field position set up by the block punt. John Simonson is down on the West Virginia sideline with the man responsible for it. John?
Jake Meyer of Tyler Consolidated. What did you see there, Jake?
They just lined them up tight and didn't have any upbacks on my side, so I just went for it. Laid out and got a hand on it.
You guys pretty fired up after that.
Yeah, hopefully that sparks something, get some O going.
All right, let's go back up to the booth.
Here's where you go about turnovers and big play losses. You know that?
Yep.
They're momentum builders and momentum stealers.
That one.
Now they got them spread out, Paul.
1st and 24 all the way back at the 44 after the mark-off. Inside, give the Walls. They'll stand free across the 45, stiff arm, and out at the Ohio 48.
You know, they're spreading them out to run up the middle, which is a good theory. And when you have a gentleman like Mr. Walls that has all that ability, you know, you can readily see why. You know, he picked up about 7-8 yards on his own right there, making great cuts. Smitty's replay, Coach.
Okay, here it is on a replay. Nice little blocking inside, missed tackle right there. And there you can see how shifty he is and how quick he is with his feet. But good pursuit by the Ohio defense to get there.
Wall's nearly 1,400 yards.
Page out of Ohio's book, Ryan. West Virginia's unbalanced right now. They're into a slot. They're going to try Davis on this. This kid can dance also.
Yep. Davis loses the football as he crosses the 40. They're going to roll him down.
Ruled it down.
They will mark him down at the 39.
I think that was a break for West Virginia. That ball may have been loose on the way down. Of course, we don't have the replay booth for the officials.
But we will take a look nonetheless on the Smitty's instant replay. Davis.
Nice lead block by the fullback. Nice cutback by Davis, as you can see right here. That's close.
That knee was almost down. West Virginia got a big break on a controversial call last year.
Tell us right here.
Here it is.
Coming in your living room.
Yep. I'll tell you, that was close.
Probably ruled the knee down. Unbalanced again on the part of West Virginia.
3rd and 6 from the 39. Herron
crossbuck.
And this is Davis. He can't break free of Chaz Yoder. My goodness, this guy may end up with 30 tackles before this night is over. Yoder, who Dave Rooney called one of the 5 finest football players. Got to put him in the top 5 ever at Martins Ferry. That's saying a mouthful.
And they've had some players at Martins Ferry, you know, and Dave Bruni's been around to coach a lot of them and play with a lot of them. But to say something about a kid like Chaz Yoder, that's quite an honor.
It sure is. And I'll tell you, he's showing it tonight. He's been all over the field defensively for the Ohio squad.
The special teams have been rough. Punts have been an adventure so far. We'll see what happens here.
This is Brugler standing at his own 48. Fisher and Thompson, and they fake it. And Ohio wasn't fooled. The direct snap to the up man. And Ohio not fooled one bit. Credit the tackle there to that man, number 58, Matt Lyons of Cambridge. So, a little trickery doesn't work, and Ohio will get it back 1st and 10 at its own 37. 3:31 left in the first.
Good recognition by that Ohio defense that time. Expecting to see something and reacted well to the ball, got to the ball carrier before he was able to make the sticks. Ohio has it. See if they go back to the running game. It was so effective, leading to their first score.
Ohio 7, West Virginia nothing on the yes team scoreboard.
Balanced slot this way.
They're creating a real good adjustment.
Pitch to Fisher. He's got some room across the 40. And he'll be dragged out of bounds at the 45 by Dana Davis.
Ohio is giving West Virginia some fits to make an adjustment. They're having to widen that end, Rich, and we'll see it on the Smitty's replay. We can't see right down there at the line of scrimmage, but what's happening is creating an off tackle, but yet a series of down blocks, which is allowing Fisher to get to the outside. That's a great open field tackle by Davis.
And that time, West Virginia lost containment on the ball. They had nobody to contain the ball at the line of scrimmage. The slot blocked down on that end, and Fisher was able to turn the corner.
Fisher got 8. This is Ben Smith. Look at this. We saw that. We saw that up in Massillon. Ben Smith in the state semifinal game leaped over a guy and ran for a long touchdown against Cardinal Mooney, and he reprises his role as a leaper here tonight.
Watch the sister play. The same set, Rich. Now they saw West Virginia open, so they give it to the big fullback inside. He knows what to do.
Wow, what an athlete. You talk about athleticism for a kid as big as he is. 5'11", 245 to hurdle a defensive back.
Nimble. Down to the 43, 1st and 10.
One
Fresh
back
set for Ohio.
Coach.
Hey, give it to him again. Look at Smith.
Nice block on the perimeter by the wide receiver over here.
Lost the football out of bounds all the way down to the 23-yard line. Give him 20 more.
Good patience. Did a nice job of spreading the defense out. Had a one-back set. Ran the trap up the middle on the Smitty's replay. Coach, call it.
Here it is, the inside trap. Nice cutback, nice block on the inside linebacker. Got him sealed inside. Watch the block by number 3 right here from Frontier. Doing a good job, Paul. Wide receiver.
Coach Caldwell, we've unleashed the fullback the last 2 plays. What do we have here?
We've got a bounce play to the tailback. He scored on this early in the game. Won't try to score on it again.
Went to the right side the first time. Here they come to the left. Mike Fisher looking for that corner, but the West Virginia guys are there.
Good job.
Hand off to Mike Fisher.
That time West Virginia's defense didn't bite on the inside move by Fisher, and they kept good outside pressure on the ball, forced him to the outside, forced him to run east and west instead of north and south. Did a good job, held him to a loss, actually, of about a half a yard.
McKee and Davis did an outstanding job of coming up in the secondary, stopped that. I think Davis might have gotten a little wind knocked out of him on that particular play. They're pulling him out for a second, but he was very helpful in containing that play.
No gain, so it's 2nd and 10, again from the 23. Church, short drop to the outside, in and out of the hands of Thompson.
That was set up very well. It's an out route. It's probably the hardest throw in football to make. When you're asking that quarterback to throw that ball, it's got to be thrown to the outside. You want it low, and you want it on a rope. Okay,
that's right. It may only gain us 7 or 8 yards, but he's thrown the ball about 35 or 40 yards. And you're right, Paul, he's got to put it to the low and outside to make sure that it isn't intercepted. That's the one pass you never want to throw behind the receiver.
Well, anybody that watches Beallsville football knows Dave Caldwell's favorite play is the fade, and I think this might be a good spot for it, Coach.
We're coming up with it right here. The kid's pressing, but he's off now. It might not be a good play.
I don't know. That defensive back got loose.
Mike Fisher from Church, he leaps, and good
coverage all the way. He had great inside position on him. Played the ball extremely well.
It's Josh McKee of Wheeling Central.
You need a conversion at that time, Coach. You got to break that one off and go to something underneath. If you're going to throw this offense, if you're going to use this offense, and you can see it on the Smitty's replay, then you've got to be ready to check off to go against that kind of a defense. And the best thing to do is just come with that little slant.
Yep. We still haven't seen a crossing pattern, Coach.
I'm looking for it.
I have too.
Dave Caldwell's going to go for it.
One thing we've seen is your trap play, Coach.
4th down play, Coach.
Tight end waggle.
Fake it.
There he is.
Church looking for that waggle. Pressure. And it's incomplete at the 14-yard line. The tight end the coach was alluding to, Carpenter of Buckeye Trail, slightly behind him. And West Virginia will take over on downs. 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. In between the first and second quarters, a new feature to this year's OVAC All-Star Game. Throw for the dough for $10,000. You see the sponsors there that are helping us put this on. There will be a member of the crowd here that will have a chance to throw a football through a car window for $10,000. That comes your way in between the first and second quarters here in just a few minutes. West Virginia, as you see, down 7-0. 2 minutes left here in the first. And they have it at their own 23-yard line. Bobby, Herron, Davis, Walls, and Shoulders are your backfield. That is Walls in motion. Fake it to Shoulders. Davis coming around, and he has met Bruce Palmer. He was part of that resurgence of Indian Creek a year ago. Not only are these guys big on Ohio, they're so athletic, too.
Well, and the other thing, you're asking Davis to play secondary. Now you're asking him to run the ball. And these are not direct attacks at the line of scrimmage. These are east and west plays before you go north and south. And whether you know it or not, on a night like this, that all takes, it takes some things out of you. And you've got 4 quarters to play. And you want to try to keep these kids as fresh as you can so you can get the mileage out of them.
There we go with a little whiff now on West Virginia's part.
Now they've run the ball every time, Rich. Let's see what they do now.
Anthony Motts with Jack Crow in the slot. Herron tripping, and he's down inside his own 10.
He may have tripped over his own player. I think
believe so.
Walls was back there trying to block for him, and I think he tripped over Walls' foot trying to get to the outside.
The Ohio defenders, Rich, are doing a great job of shutting off those routes. It seems like there's red with gold no matter where you look, and you can just imagine the picture down there.
John Simonson on the West Virginia sideline.
I'm with Josh McKee. He was the defensive back that broke up that play. Tell us about that.
Well, we had cover 3 on, so I had my deep third, and I just saw the quarterback drop back and throw a fade real quick. I should have caught it. It went in my hand, so there's no excuse for that, but we stopped him on 4th down, so it's good.
You guys got stung early. You settling down pretty good?
Here, yeah, I think we are. We're starting to get in the rhythm, so hopefully we'll second quarter we'll pull something through.
Just let him go.
That's right.
Okay, John, thanks. 3rd and 24. They give it to Tony Walls. He gets it across the 20-yard line. That ought to take us down to the end of the first quarter. Final seconds will tick away. West Virginia, as we switch sides. They obviously want to switch because they'll have that wind to their back to punt here. 4th and 13 from their own 21-yard line. As quarter number 1 expires here at Wheeling Island Stadium. Once again, throw for the dough coming up momentarily. We'll step aside. Ohio 7, West Virginia nothing on the S scoreboard. We're back with the second quarter after this.
And we're back live at the OVAC All-Star Game. On the S-Team scoreboard, it is Ohio leading West Virginia 7-0 after 1 quarter. It's time now for a new addition to the OVAC All-Star Game. It is called Throw for the Dough. I would like you to have your attention turned now to the north end zone, where it's time for the Convenient Food Mart Coca-Cola Throw for the Dough. Promotion presented by Automotive Group Volkswagen Subaru. Over the last several weeks, football fans have registered at area Convenient Food Mart stores at the Coca-Cola displays for a chance to throw for dough and win $10,000. Out of all the entries, 3 finalists were randomly chosen. Our finalists are from Wheeling, Don Milliken; from Belmont, Ohio, Sharon Sherbs; from Wheeling, David Little. Escorting them onto the field are OVAC corporate partners, Dave Shellick from Coca-Cola, Greg DeSantis and Doug Ladd from Convenient Food Mart. And driving the vehicle tonight from Convenient, Scott Harvey. Now in just a second, each of the contestants will attempt to throw a Nerf football into the open window of this vehicle from Wheeling Automotive Group. The distance 30 yards out. If one of them makes it, they win $10,000. Contestants, are you ready? Fans, are you ready? Fans, are you ready? Ohio, are you ready? West Virginia, are you ready? Our first contestant is David Little. David, are you ready?
I'm ready.
He's ready. He's got the Nerf football. David, on the count of 3, throw for the dough. 1, 2, 3. David Little, great attempt. I'll tell you what, David's got a great arm. How about a round of applause for David? Contestant number 2 is Sharon Sherbs. She's from Belmont, Ohio, and it's your turn, Sharon. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Great attempt, Sharon. Our third contestant. He's from Wheeling. His name is Don Milliken. You ready, Don? Don says he's ready. So on the count of 3, he's going to throw for the dough. 1, 2, 3. Good try, Don Milliken. Now as a consolation, all 3 contestants will receive prizes from Coca-Cola. How about a round of applause now for our contestants and the OVAC corporate partners for their support. Convenient Food Mart, Coca-Cola, and Wheeling Automotive Group.
Don Sloan getting his crowd into it here tonight at Wheeling Island Stadium. Don, are you ready? I need to ask you there down on the field.
Felt like we were jamboreeing the hills with him, you know.
So that was the throw for the dough. 3 unsuccessful tries, but a nice effort and a nice addition here to the festivities surrounding tonight's game. 7-0 Ohio on the S-Team scoreboard, getting set here for second quarter action. West Virginia 4th and 13 from its own 21. I take it they're going to punt, and they will have the win at their back.
Mike Fisher, always a danger to go to the distance if he fields his punt, along with number 80, Derek Thompson from Beallsville, that had a nice return on the last punt. But now with West Virginia having the wind to their back, they get a little more distance on this and a little better coverage by the special teams.
Grubler standing at his 8. And it's end over end, low one, and it'll bounce, and Thompson will not field it. Look at this thing roll all the way down to the Ohio 26-yard line. So the wind may not have helped, but the turf certainly did, because that baby rolled, and a nice punt there. Again, out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Add that up. That goes for a 45-yard punt. John Simon down on the West Virginia sideline. John?
Thanks, Ryan. I'm here with the first quarter quarterback for West Virginia, Bobby Herron of Wheeling Central, three-time starter for the Maroon Knights 2 state championships. Part of the quarterback rotation here. How about the first quarter?
Well, I mean, we're doing fine defensively and offensively. We just gotta settle down and stay with our game plan.
Next year, your counterpart tonight, Ryan Church, and you will be teammates.
Right. I'm looking forward to going to camp with him and compete with him for a spot at the quarterback position. I mean, from what I understand, he's a great athlete, and from what I'm talking to him, he's a pretty nice guy, too.
Good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Bobby Herron. Ryan?
Antonio Magnone is in at quarterback for Ohio. The big bruising 215-pounder from Steubenville. Big Red carried it for a couple yards there. Give him credit for 2. It's 2nd and 8.
Ran the speed option that time into the formation, and looked like he was going to have a little running room, but West Virginia played it very, very well, able to use their speed on defense and get to the ball carrier after a short gain of about 2.
When you're running the option, there's 2 things that you have to, take care of. 1, the inside linebacker, and 2, whoever the option man is. I believe they tried to solid block the defensive end, which means that somebody's going to have to pin off that linebacker, and he was in good pursuit. Correct. Now, the thing about the speed option, Rich, is there's nothing to hold people. So it's speed against speed.
That's right.
So you've got to get the perimeter to get downhill, and then once you can get it downhill, then you can use the pitch man. And Ohio,
all right, Ohio has spent a timeout. We'll send it down to the field. Check in with Don Sloan. Don?
And thanks a lot, Ryan. I'm joined now by a special guest, a guy that played in this game a few years ago, 25 years ago, former Shading Side Tiger Manny Matsakis. And Manny, welcome back to the OVAC All-Star Game. Always a special event.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited to be back. I mean, I was just talking to David Scarpone. The year we played here, we won the game, and there was lightning that called it off. And it was a lot of fun for us.
Now, Manny, you're back into high school football now, and tell me about your endeavor. You've got an Ohio Valley High School Football Preview magazine.
Absolutely, Don. One of the things that's exciting about this for us is I've had a magazine, a national magazine called American Football Quarterly. It's the #1 coaching magazine in the United States. And since that, we've started a new publication, Ohio Valley Football, to be on the newsstands August 1st. And for fans all over the Ohio Valley, we feature every team in the OVAC. We also are dealing with every college in the area, also the Big Ten, the Buckeyes, the Mountaineers, the Pitt Panthers, and obviously the Steelers and the Browns. So it's a football addict's Bible.
I've talked to you and the members of your staff. You put a lot of effort into this and really spent a good portion of the last month or so talking to all these coaches and really getting some pretty good background.
Yeah, well, the nice thing, it's for the serious football fan in the Ohio Valley, and I think that's the key to this. You'll see this, it's a 96-page, 4-color magazine. I mean, I think people will be really, really impressed. I have some friends at Street and Smiths and at Athlons that looked at this thing, and they were literally blown away that we could put something like this together.
And we're excited to see it, and it should be out here just shortly on newsstands. You want to check it out? Manny Matsakis, back to you.
Don, thanks. Another great way to get you set for the high school football season. Let's catch up here. Anthony Mossburg carried for a first down out to the 40. That was Ben Smith. He'll lose a yard back to the 39, 2nd and 11 for Ohio.
Anthony Magnone from Steubenville High School in at quarterback now, Ryan. A big, strong kid, and they've got really a big backfield in there right now with number 33, Ben Smith from Martins Ferry at fullback, and the big kid at the tailback position from Frontier, who had an excellent run just a little bit ago. That's Anthony Mossburg.
This will be Magnone's first throw of the night. Here comes Caruso. Magnone gets rid of it, in trouble. Derek Thompson goes through men, makes the catch down at the 28-yard line. That's where he is down. That's a highlight reel catch if we've ever seen one.
Wow, what a great catch that time by the kid from Beallsville. I tell you, number 80, Derek Thompson, is good. Magnone is looking to his left, nothing there. He's feeling some pressure from the backside. Now he just goes to his right, and here's Thompson. Look at the athleticism 4 people right there, and he's the one that comes down with the ball.
Caruso had a dead beat on Magnone, and Magnone just made a great play to get the ball off. There's nothing wrong with West Virginia coming upfield after these people. They're just not getting a big stop.
Correct.
34 yards on that play. Here's Mossburg again, tripped up as he crosses the 25, but he'll still get about 5 yards on that carry. Ohio on the move now after the big pass play from Magnone to Thompson.
That looked like the cutback isolation, Rich.
Yes, it did.
As Flo is going into the formation or the long side and breaks it back to the short side. Yeah.
I tell you, Mossburg is a nice-sized kid. He's 6 foot 215 and has some nice quick feet. They've taken running back out, brought another wide receiver into the game. They got 3 wideouts right now, a single back.
Trap last time, Rich.
Yes. There it is again.
This is Big Lou Ward of East Liverpool. He'll get his first carry of the night. He'll batter his way down near the 15-yard line. Actually, they'll mark it at about the 16.
So the one-back set tells us we're going to see a trap.
Here it is right here. Nice trap block by the left guard, pulling to his right. And then just look at Ward. He just powers his way up for the extra yardage. First down at about the at about the 16-yard line.
With the kind of coach that you are, don't you appreciate that kind of running the ball?
I love trap. I love the trapping game. You know that, Paul.
Yeah, it was one of your best plays.
Yeah.
Inside of 9 minutes here in the second quarter clock. Mossburg another time. Caruso got a hand on him, and Brian Henderson also helped him to the ground.
Caruso's around the ball, Coach.
Yeah, that was, looking at the fullback, the lead blocker on this, the Ward kid from East Liverpool does a great job. Wants to look for a kick out. He sees that it isn't there, so he logs the defender to the inside, and then Mossburg does a nice job of reading that block and bounces it to the outside for some positive yardage.
Coach Dave Caldwell, 2nd and 6 on the 12-yard line. What are we looking at?
32 trap, pull back up the number, quick trap.
One-back set.
That's Ward back there. Trap it again.
Henderson does an outstanding job of sitting and reading that thing.
Yeah.
That time he got his split or his triangle key and closed that thing off. Plus the fact I think that they're starting to pick out that formation.
Yeah.
Okay, and on the Smitty's replay, you're going to, well, we can't see it real well, but the one-back set is an indication that we're probably going to see a trap out of the high offense.
3rd down and 3 from the 9. Mike Fisher back in the game.
They're going wide to the right side.
And they fake it to Ben Smith. It's Fisher. Can he get around the corner? Dana Davis couldn't get him. Fisher knocked him out. But not before he got a first down. Justin Shoemaker, Weir High, knocked him out at the 2, but Fisher again gets to that corner, and Ohio has the first down.
It looked like a little inside belly that time, a little fake to the fullback, and then get to the second guy. It was on Smitty's carpet, and Fisher has great speed, and awareness about where to go with the football, and that time did a good job of bouncing it to the outside, but a good defensive play by Justin Shoemaker from Weir High to hold him out of the end zone.
Look for the isolation, Coach.
Looking at Louis Ward, the fullback.
Oh, they're going to give it to the big kid.
Diving forward, Ward, no indication yet.
Close.
Inside the 1 is where they're going to mark it.
You know, on that last play, Rich, you were correct. They did ride that fullback a little bit, and it made the West Virginia defense bite.
Yep.
2nd and goal.
Here's the look on Smitty's instant replay. Just a fullback belly play over the right side. He's close, but not in. So it'll be 2nd and goal from inside the 1. And they're going to do it again, or either quarterback sneak with Magnone.
If they're soft, he may sneak it.
He
lost the ball. He lost the ball
Lost
in his
the
knee touch.
handle.
Yeah. You know, there's certain things that you want to rehearse, and one play that people want to run, but they never rehearse is the quarterback sneak.
That's right. Here it is on the instant replay, and you can see that just a fumble on the quarterback center exchange.
It usually makes, unless the defense is totally soft in the middle now, Rich, they're probably going to have to take the ball to the right or left of center.
Well,
3rd and goal. Fisher split out to the top.
Fullback over the left side.
Ward is the fullback. Magnone makes it to him.
Mix-up.
And Magnone's going to get the touchdown.
It was supposed to be the fullback.
It was a mix-up, yes, sir.
He went the wrong way.
You called the play, Coach. You called the play. Maybe he caused the defense to read the wrong way.
You're right.
And then Magnone got to take it in. But again, that's heads-up football on the part of Magnone.
Absolutely.
You know, the last time, and when there's a fumble on the quarterback-center exchange, okay, we'll pick this up on the Smitty's replay. You'll just see the work of the misdirection of the fullback and the work of the quarterback getting the ball in the end zone. Made a great play.
Yes, he did. He kept his cool. He kept his way about him and did a good job.
The extra point is good off the foot of Mike Doherty. Ohio, broken play, no broken play. Regardless, it's a touchdown. And the Buckeyes have a 14-0 lead. 6:04 left on the F-team scoreboard. Left here in the second quarter. We'll step aside. Antonio Magnone has Ohio up by 2 touchdowns.
Back live at Wheeling Island Stadium. I'm alongside Ohio receiver Derek Thompson. A big key catch. Tell me about the catch that set up the touchdown.
Yeah, we seen it open early in the first drive, and me and Magnone been talking about it because we were roommates. So we hit it up, and it worked out pretty good. My brother told me how to go back and get the ball. He said, "Don't be afraid, just go get it." So it worked out.
And remember, I helped you to practice a couple years. I taught you how to make that move.
He taught me how to make that, thanks to him.
Antonio Magnone, quarterback from Big Red. You had the keeper. That could have been a busted play. You turned it into a good thing. And what were you thinking after the quarterback sneak? You had back-to-back bad exchanges with the center.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a little bit mistiming right there. I told him next play was we're going to give it to our fullback. I told him to get it going. It's a little broken play, and we got it in. So.
And right now you're up 14-0. Got to feel good about that.
14's not enough yet, so still got another 3 quarters. So.
Antonio Magnone, Ohio quarterback from Steubenville Big Red. Back to you guys.
Don, thanks. That Ohio drive, 11 plays, 74 yards, chewed up 544, our first substantial drive of the night. The kickoff came to Jack Crow on the bounce, and he got it out to the 30-yard line where West Virginia will start.
You know, Ryan, we may be at the point now where the size of Ohio and the size of the backs that they're using in that last series is beginning to wear on that West Virginia defense that's a little bit smaller. They have great quickness, not a lot of big size, so it may be getting to the point where they're getting worn down just a little.
And E.J. Schramm, who played his high school ball here at Wheeling Island Stadium for Wheeling Park, is now under center for West Virginia, his first action of the night. He'll give it to his old teammate, Wes Shoulders, who's out to the 34-yard line.
Good gain on first down for West Virginia, Paul.
It's a very good game. They needed that. And Shoulders has got, they have to establish that fullback if they're going to get anything outside happening, and that's a good pickup. That's about a 5-yard gain or more. But what I was watching is the blocking there and how Ohio had stunned themselves out of the play and enabled Shoulders to pick up some more yardage.
2nd and 4 from the 34 after that 6-yard gain. This is Dana Davis. He's going to get it coming around from Schramm, and Davis in trouble. Now bounce the other way.
Block.
Picked up one. Got another. Davis. Look at this, and we saw this last season at Brooke time and time again. He takes his shot at the end, but a sensational effort by Davis to pick up the first down, and some enthusiasm coming from trying to kickstart this West Virginia offense.
That was in the game against Big Red, Ryan.
Yes, we saw that play, Don.
It's a great individual effort. There's nothing there. Again, defensive end doing a good job, Paul, of stringing that out. Good pursuit from the inside. He sees it coming, changes direction. Big block coming up right here. I don't know who it was, but really sprung him loose.
I think it was 72. It came back and popped on a high defender and really opened up. It was Chapel Weir. There's an out route.
Schramm to Walls. He's met by Clay Tucker across the 45-yard line to the 46.
Clay Tucker, another Martin's Ferry kid, one of Dave Bruni's defensive backs, doing a good job coming up in man-to-man coverage and holding that to a gain of about 4 yards. So although it looked exciting, it's a short game, but it's a win on first down and bring up 2nd and 6 for West Virginia.
Correct. 1st and 3rd down, your 2 big plays. Make 2nd, just hang in there.
Now, man coverage by Ohio.
Unbalanced again on the part of West Virginia.
Brian Henderson of Brooke is in the backfield. They faked it to him. Yoder is going to disrupt this, and he's going to get help. Scott Antonik will get the tackle. Bruce Palmer was in there, but Yoder once again is the guy that stirred things up.
Yoder made great penetration out of that 5-3 defense. Read it right the last time. Although he didn't make the tackle, made a force to the outside to where the pursuit got it, and great team defense again by West Virginia.
Or by Ohio.
Or Ohio, I'm sorry.
No problem. The Yoder kid is really somebody to watch. If you find the ball, look for him, and he'll probably be there.
3rd and 10, a crucial down again for West Virginia. Henderson and Walls in the backfield. Crow and Montz are split out. Schramm back to the other side, and short hops Walls as the pressure came again from a number.
Carson of Union Local just put all kind of heat, and that's why he had to throw the ball off balance and couldn't make a good throw.
John Simonson, 3:21 left here before halftime. Your analysis thus far.
Well, West Virginia really wants a big play, offensively or defensively. They're concerned on offense. They're having problems with the speed of the defensive ends of Ohio, and they've got to address that problem. Spirit's still running high down here despite the score.
Punt down to Thompson. He was hit as he tried to catch it by Jack Rowe. The ball is loose.
Nobody's throwing a flag.
No flags.
No flag. Ohio has it.
Wow.
And they will take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. That was awfully close. That was awfully close to interference. Don Sloan down on the field with game director Bob Cook.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. And Bob, this OVAC game, once again, the highlight and the highlight of the summer, the unofficial kickoff of the football season. You'll be pleased with everything so far tonight.
Hey, real nice. Have a nice crowd. Some fun events, like I say, the throw for dough, something new. And I thought I liked that. That was neat. Something to bring the fans in, you know, if the football, whatever your interests are, whether it be the NASCAR, show car, or whatever. Hey, you'd like to have them here.
And you've been involved in this game for quite some time, and with the prior director, Ronnie Mock, but it takes a lot of people to pull this thing off.
Yeah, we're lucky in that really each area we have somebody in charge of that area. And so, like, you know, we probably have like about 6 or 7 different directors that I work with directly. Then we have probably another 20 or 30 people that work with them. So it takes a lot of people to put this on.
Bob Cook, OVAC game director, coming up at halftime. We'll have the Queen of Queens plus the McDonald's OVAC All-Star Band.
Don, thanks. Bob Cook, another great job this year helping and really conducting this entire extravaganza. We'll catch you up. Ben Smith, the 3-yard gain out to the 25. It's 2nd and 7. Smith again as Ohio sticking with that fullback.
Henderson is having a great night.
Quietly having a great night.
Brian Henderson is literally, you know, putting on a great display of playing the Mike linebacker. His reads are good. He's sitting right in there. He's looking. He's coming up and making good hits.
Here it is on a Smitty's replay. And again, it's that inside trap, a little belly looking for the cutback. Nothing there. And you can see number 46 from Brooke High School. That's Brian Henderson doing a good job coming to the ball carrier.
Got the old B on there. It looked pretty nice, yes.
Yeah.
Inside of 2 minutes. 3rd and 6. Mossburg. 1st down and more out to the 35.
I like this kid. I really like the way that he runs.
Misdirection held the defense that time. Matter of fact, it pulled Brian just a shade, just enough to get a wall-off block on that Smitty's replay. You're going to see some misdirection here, and then you'll see the wall off inside.
You can see where Brian got walled off by the offensive tackle that time.
And guys, the thing with Anthony Mossburg, he was one of the top quarterbacks in the Valley, played at Frontier, and seen a lot of time in that backfield as a running back tonight for Ohio, as we see Magnone calling for the timeout.
Calls timeout. 2nd one spent by Ohio. 1:27.
That Fisher lined up as a wide receiver down here on the Ohio sideline, and not so sure that we won't see something deep to one of their wide receivers with 1:27 left to go. 1st and 10.
A crossing route may be good at this time, or some time of a combination route where you can stretch them under and over top.
You know, the waggle pass off of that tailback counter, you know, they've seen that a few times with Mossburg. Also might be nice, Paul, you know, to fake that and then roll away from that, you know, looking for the end, dragging across the middle.
Good action. Bellaire does that very well.
Ryan, I want to point something else out to follow up on Don Sloan when he mentioned Mossburg and quarterback. Ohio has 4 quarterbacks playing somewhere else in this game that threw for 6,000 yards and 44 touchdowns last year.
Yeah, that is something. The talent that Dave Caldwell had to choose from there in Ohio.
Eric Parsegian said, recruit as many quarterbacks as you can. They're athletes. You're seeing it in action. Split back, look for a drop back pass.
From the 35, there you have it.
Middle screen.
Slip in is Thompson on the screen, and he's into the secondary, crossing midfield. Derek Thompson, another big gainer, down to the West Virginia 38. Was that drawn up beautifully or what?
He's a player.
Nice call.
Came right in the middle there and just went up, grabbed the ball, and I think he and
Wayne Green of Linsly,
yeah, made a big collision down there, but there may be holding on the inside of that.
Thompson initially popped up, exchanged pleasantries with Dana Davis, began walking back to the huddle, and
they both went down, bro.
Yeah, and then they both went down.
Adrenaline got them up. When you see this, you know, when you make a big play, you're still running on gas. You're on a high. It's the greatest high on earth. No drug can match when you make a great play, when you're excited. I don't care what they say. That's why the beauty of sport. But he got up, and he and Dana, you know, they kind of patted one another, and he started to go away and went down.
And let's take a look at it.
Okay, watch the deep drop now. Sucking him in, sucking him in, sucking him in. Over the middle, Thompson makes a nice catch right there. I tell you, the coverage is not bad by West Virginia.
No,
it's just great athleticism by Thompson from Beallsville.
What I think is Green caught a knee. And I think that's, you know, either that or caught something in the solar plexus, because that's usually what happens.
I think he rolled over on his foot, and I think that's what probably took some air out of him.
But good to see both players up and off the field and active. And this one was brought back on a holding penalty. So
first and 20, Ryan.
First and 20 all the way back at the 25.
You got Fisher out here again, Rich, and they won't let him off the line of scrimmage.
Quarterback draw.
Yes. I think you may catch the West Virginia defenders, like where Fisher's concerned, holding, because he just took him down on a real nice takedown that time. It looked like he got inside and used a little bit of bear hug technique and then dropped him.
45 seconds, as you can see the clock there.
And running.
Sponsored by the health plan. 2nd and 17 from the 28. Ohio with the lead, 14-0. We'll see. Looks like they'll just be content with running it. Mossburg dragged down at the 30.
It's really not dumb football. They're 14 up. They don't want to make the mistake. And you have to realize that they get the ball. They get the ball when, you know, when they come back out. So that's good thinking.
Yeah, Ohio deferred.
And West Virginia does a good job here, Paul, by calling a timeout. Right, third down. I don't think they've used any in this first half, so that they've got 2 more to go. So they may force West Virginia into a punting situation on 4th down. And you know what happened the last time.
Right.
They came through and they were able to block the punt and get great field position.
And they got the wind on their side. Right. So there was a lot of good things. That's good thinking on the part of the West Virginia staff. You know, it's amazing, the mindset that goes on during the course of the game, you know, and you're trying to be one play ahead all the time, and then situations occur that might destroy that one play ahead. So, yeah, that's a good thought, Rich, on that, on the part of West Virginia.
1 timeout remaining for each team here in the first half.
Is that right? Is there 1 timeout apiece?
1 apiece left, yes.
I can't see the scoreboard, so thanks for that, Ryan.
Our TV is back, gentlemen, so we can watch something at halftime.
And Fisher to tailback spot. See if they run that bounce play.
Fake it to him. Magnone with time, now flips it out to Ben Smith, who takes a lick from Anthony Montz at the 38. Clock will wind, and West Virginia will spend another one. So they'll force Ohio to at least punt the football here. 14.2 seconds left as we take a look at it.
On that Smitty's replay, you'll see a little bit of a waggle action in the fullbacks in the flat, Rich. Go ahead and call it.
Here it is right here. Good throw to the outside. A nice catch. Yeah, but I'll tell you, excellent coverage that time by number 50, with number 60, Bobby Adams from Valley coming to make the hit.
That was a real nice open field tackle. Yeah.
Or was it number 80? I think it was 80. Anthony Montz.
It was 98. It was
Montz
Anthony
from
Montz,
John Marshall. Well, I tell you, you talk about a good wide receiver. Along with that, a Medro boy from John Marshall. Montz was an outstanding receiver at John Marshall.
He sure
Here
did a
he's
lot
playing
for me.
defensive back. Made a nice play right there.
McKee and Crow are back deep for West Virginia. They're lingering around the 20-yard line. Chris Dicesare, his first punt tonight was blocked. Back in the first quarter, he stands at his own 25.
Nice snap.
Dicesare into that wind. It'll bounce at the 35. Crow will field it inside his own 25. Let's see what he can do. He tries to improvise.
Good
Look at
job.
Mike Fisher now on special teams, and they said Crow was not down, but there's a guy that will make sure he's down to the turf as Clay Tucker
Unlike
wrestles him
Ohio's players last year on that
final play
pass,
of the first half.
they didn't give up on the ball this time. They kept on playing.
They kept playing till the whistle blew. They said his knee wasn't down, and that's the same identical play we alluded to from last season.
That takes us to halftime here at Wheeling Island Stadium on the S-Team scoreboard. Ohio 14, West Virginia nothing. After 24 minutes of football, the festivities, though, continue with the announcement of the Queen of Queens pageant winner. That comes up here right after this.
Hi, I'm Nick. And welcome back to the OVAC All-Star Game. Our halftime score has Ohio leading West Virginia 14-0. Time now for the Queen of Queens presentations of our 2005 winners. Presenting the envelopes to me will be representatives from Bodkin, Wilson, and Kanicki. First, we start tonight with Miss Congeniality, presented by the illustrious potentate of the Osiris Shrine, Mikel Prodan. Miss Congeniality 2005 from Buckeye Local High School, Chelsea Bishop. The fourth runner-up, being presented by Ross Stoltz of McDonald's. Your fourth runner-up from Tyler Consolidated High School, her name is Anna Rosa Stender. Our third runner-up, presented by attorney David J. Scarpone. From Wheeling Central High School, Natalie Committee. Our second runner-up, presented by Mike Smith of Smitty's Floors. From Brooke High School, Natalie Klempa. Time now for our first runner-up. Presented by David Matthews for the health plan. And the envelope, please, from John Marshall High School, Natasha Parsons.
Right there. Good. Smile. Right here, good. One more time for me, good. Stay there. Yeah? Yeah, thank you. Right there with the other girl.
It's time now to introduce the 2005 OVAC Queen of Queens, being presented by Bernie Kaufman of Kaufman's of Wheeling. And the 2005 OVAC Queen of Queens, Natasha Smith of Linsly. Natasha, congratulations. You're the 2005 OVAC Queen of Queens. What do you think about this?
Oh, it's great. I don't know what to say.
A great pageant, and the OVAC Queen of Queens, just a wonderful event. Tell me about your experience. I'm sure you made a lot of friends with all these other contestants this week.
I tell you, I said before any of this was announced that if I didn't win, I would be happy because one of my friends had won, because all of these girls are wonderful, and I've made friends with every single one of them. So it's been great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how about a round of applause for your OVAC Queen of Queens, Natasha Smith of Linsly. We'll be back with more of the 2005 OVAC All-Star Game after this.
Ohio leads West Virginia 14-0 on your Yes Team scoreboard. Halftime festivities continue here at Wheeling Island Stadium. Let's head down to the field and have a look and a listen at the McDonald's OVAC All-Star Band.
They're going to turn right now.
They're turning back this time.
Stop! 1, 2, ready, play!
I'm Don Sloan again with coverage here at the OVAC All-Star Football Game. What a performance by this band. How about giving them a round of applause? It's time now for another special presentation, and it is the OVAC WTOV9 Band Scholarship. And we'd like to make the presentation of the $1,000 scholarship to Laura Jarasco of Steubenville Catholic Central. Ronald, to your right. My right. Your other right. There you go. How about a round of applause here for Laura? Laura Jarasco, recipient of the WTOV9 OVAC Band Scholarship. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The McDonald's All-Star Band, always one of the highlights here of the OVAC All-Star Game. Tell me about your participation with this group.
Well, I've done it for 3 years, and I've just had a blast. And it's wonderful because you get to perform in a bigger band than you usually used to. And then you also get to perform with people from other schools. So it's wonderful.
And I'm sure you made a lot of friends this week.
Yes, plenty.
Laura Jarasco, how about a round of applause to your OVAC WTOV9 Band Scholarship winner. We'll be back with more from the OVAC All-Star Game in the second half after this. Ohio leading West Virginia by a 14-0 count.
WT everywhere, every day.
Welcome back to Wheeling Island Stadium. Ohio leading West Virginia 14-0 as halftime continues. That's on the Yes Team scoreboard. Let's take a look at how the first half unfolded. Ohio gets on the scoreboard in the first quarter. Mike Fisher coming around the end here. 22-yard touchdown on the ground for Fisher. And Ohio's out to a 7-0 lead. West Virginia made some noise on special teams. block punt by Jake Meyer of Tyler Consolidated, but West Virginia couldn't do anything with it after that big special teams play. The highlight of the first half, Antonio Magnone to Derek Thompson in traffic, a sensational catch that took the ball into West Virginia territory, and that drive was capped off by a Magnone 1-yard touchdown run. 14-0 Ohio with the lead, and Ohio and Dave Caldwell, they've spread it around on the ground offensively. Ben Smith, 31 yards on the ground. Mike Fisher, 37. Mossburg, 32. Church has run for 22. Louis Ward even got involved, 2 carries for 12 yards. On the other side, West Virginia, it's been a struggle. Tony Walsh is 13 yards. Shoulders just 9. Dana Davis just 14. The star on defense for Ohio, Bruce Palmer, with 2 sacks. I welcome back in coaches Bud Billiard and Coach Rich Walensky. Guys, what's your take on half number 1, and what do we need to look forward to here in the second half if you're coaching either of these squads?
Okay, I'll start this. I was contemplating that question. Ohio's winning. I think they want to. I think they don't want to outcoach themselves. That's the first thing. I think that they want to try to establish something on this drive. You like to score. You know, they have the ball coming to them, and I think they would like to score. If not, establish some field position. If you're West Virginia, undoubtedly 14 down, you got to find a way to score. I think that in West Virginia's offense, and Rich, I want you to, kind of allude to this. I think West Virginia's offense is a little predictable. I think, what we see is what we get when they're running the double wing. There's only certain things they're doing, and then when they spread it, they're limited. So, they have to do those things.
All right, more analysis when we come right back. Time for a timeout. 14-0 Ohio on the ESPN scoreboard. We're back after this. Just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter here at Wheeling Island Stadium, the 34th annual Rudy Mumley OVAC All-Star Charity Football Classic. Ohio leads West Virginia 14-0 on the yes-team scoreboard. We're going to check in with John Simonson. He's with the guy that knows a thing or two about playing big games here on the island. John.
Yeah, this guy sure does. Quincy Wilson, former Weir High running back, West Virginia University running back, and now a Cincinnati Bengal. How's it been going for you?
It's been going great. I've been down in Morgantown working out for a month, ready for training camp next weekend, and ready to get this football season going.
How do you stand on the depth chart, and how was minicamp?
Minicamp went good. It was a chance to get in there and learn a new system, so I was real fortunate about that. It was looking good. Got Chris Perry coming off injury, got Rudy Johnson, Kenny Watson, so it's a lot of good competition, but we'll see what happens in the preseason.
So you're looking at number 3 running back at this point?
I'm looking at 1, 2, and 3. I get whatever I can get, but the main thing is getting on the field and getting a chance to play.
And the Cincinnati Bengals are being regarded as perhaps a division titleist this year.
We got all the tools, man. Why not the Bengals?
All right, thanks, Quincy. Quincy, always a pleasure. And you open up, unfortunately, against my Browns.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for the Browns that day, but it's going to be all right.
All right, Quincy Wilson. Ryan?
John, thanks. Best of luck to Quincy this season. Don Sloan, more professional football Ohio Valley flavor. Inform us down on the field.
Yeah, Ryan, at the end of this upcoming February, the Atlantic Indoor Football League will make its debut in Steubenville, and one of the first signees for the new Steubenville team standing beside me, former Steubenville Big Red and West Liberty State College player Duke Jones. And Duke, how's it feel? You and Cliff Zucchini of Brooke, the first 2 signees after yesterday's tryout camp.
Yeah, it feels pretty good right now. I'm just ready to come out, ready to play right now. Feeling real good about the situation I'm in.
Indoor football, a whole new game to you, but playing in Steubenville, you've got to like that.
Yeah, I love it. I love coming home, play for my hometown, you know what I'm saying? It's just a good feeling to me right now. I love Steubenville. That's who I want to play for right now.
And best of luck to Duke Jones with the new team. And a guy with this league, just coming off its season, is Ryan Nolan, a vice president of the AIFL, and wrapped up the year, Richmond, your league champion. I'm sure you're excited about the Steubenville franchise.
You know what, John? We're real excited about the Steubenville franchise coming in. As you said, we did just wrap up our inaugural season with Richmond, Virginia, as our first champion. They defeated Erie. So, I mean, we're looking forward to it. The response in Steubenville has been huge. And we're looking for a good turnout and players like Duke. And we did sign another player by the name of Cliff Zucchini out of Brooke yesterday. 2 real good individuals, 2 real good players, great representatives of Steubenville.
And with you being a hometown guy, you've got to be especially excited about this franchise.
You know, I'm real excited about the franchise, and you know, my phone has just kept ringing off the hook, and our general manager, Ray Suckoch, his phone is ringing off the hook. So that just goes to show the excitement in the community, and we're looking forward to it.
And let's send it back over to the West Virginia sideline and John Simonson.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach Terry Depew. Down 14-0, Terry, your assessment of the first half, and what are you going to do in the second half?
Well, we got manhandled in the first half, I think, more than we expected to. They're really big and strong up front. They got most of their yardage inside on just straight-ahead plays. We're going to have to try and make some adjustments, put in a couple different blocking schemes to try and slow their defense down because they're really coming after us.
All right, good luck, and only down 14-0. You can certainly come back. One other thing they are looking at doing is quick plays. They don't want any play to take more than 1 second to get underway. Let's go back upstairs.
John and Don, thanks for those reports from the sidelines. M-Star kickoff. Adam Grubler of Wheeling Central gets the second half underway as Ohio will go from left to right on your television screen. The explosive Derek Thompson inside his own 10. He'll run into some trouble, and he'll be dropped at the 24-yard line. So Ohio with the lead and with the football here to start the second half as the lights have taken effect here at Wheeling Island Stadium. Darkness upon us as we approach the 9 o'clock hour.
That was good coverage by the West Virginia special teams, holding the Ohio special teams kickoff return team inside the 25-yard line. So they've got a long field to travel. We'll see Ryan Church is back in at the quarterback spot for Ohio. See if their philosophy changes any from what they were doing in the second half. And coming out of the formation that they're in, and now in a power I formation, unbalanced line.
We've got some heavyweights in that backfield, Ward and Smith, and they'll lead the way here for Fisher. And Fisher across the 25. He has a touchdown carry here tonight.
Henderson's a player. If you get to see this on the Smitty's replay, Coach, watch him come downhill. He comes over top of that, he takes off the block, and he makes the hit. Get a little under the pad, Brian, and get that helmet across the body, and it's even better. But, boy, you're doing a great job in there.
Unbalanced left with a power eye left.
See if they're predictable, Coach, like we were talking at halftime.
Church fake it to Fisher on the roll. Lou Ward out across the 30 to about the 31.
It's going to be short of the first down by about 2 or 3 yards. It's going to bring up a third down play. Key third down play here for Ohio. Need to have the first down. This is just a little play action fake. They're hitting the first back out of the backfield in the flat. And Ryan Church does a good job of delivering the ball a little behind. Nice catch, however, by Ward from East Liverpool.
What you used to like to do, Rich, is get a little bit of a setup on that because you like to read that deep receiver to see if he's got him beaten. I think you guys read downhill off of that.
Absolutely.
He had him beat last time. That was going to be a good play.
This is a 3rd and 4 from the 30. We have a timeout signal by the official. Ohio calls timeout. Don Sloan down on the field. We talked about earlier that it was interesting to see the complexion this game would take on with guys playing offense and defense. Lou Ward was penciled in as a defensive guy, and he's contributed more offensively tonight.
Yeah, I tell you what, Louis Ward has played a great game, and when you talk to Bob Thayer, who he played for at East Liverpool, he just loves this guy. Louis Ward, a hard-nosed player. His junior year broke his leg, I believe, in the opener against Mooney, then missed the rest of that season. Then came back to have another big year last year like he did his sophomore year. But Ward, if you remember in the first possession of the game, he made the first big hit, a tackle for loss in that opening possession. Then he's turned around and he's done a great job at fullback, as has Ben Smith from Martins Ferry.
Yeah, Ben Smith, absolutely. It's shown why he was a key part of that Martins Ferry backfield, that team that had the sensational run to the state semifinals this past 2004 season. So Ohio will regroup. But Dave Caldwell, some interesting remarks he had this week, early on in the week. He said he was disappointed some guys came into camp out of shape, and he made no bones about it. If you're out of shape, you're not going to see the field very often.
Well, I think he's got a good point. He's got to, you know, it's just like going out for any team. You got to do some of the work yourself. Now, they've broken that set, Rich. They've gone in unbalanced with a tight slot and a split backs. So that they threw out this last time.
So 3rd and 4, again, following the timeout. Caruso inching up. He'll try to fill that gap. Ball on the ground. Fisher can't handle it, and West Virginia has recovered. inside the Ohio 30, and this is the break that this team absolutely needed to try to get them back in this football game.
Now we'll see if they can do something with it offensively, Ryan. They haven't been real successful running or throwing the ball in the first half. Coach Depew alluded to the fact that he made some blocking adjustments. See what they are. This is going to be the power pitch or the quick pitch out to Fisher. Fisher can't handle the ball, and as a result, the ball's on the ground. And West Virginia is there to get it, and a big number 60 came in to make that. That's Bob Adams from Valley.
Back on offense, Tony Walls breaks out of a couple of tackles, but he won't get through that swarming host of red jerseys. He'll end up losing a couple of plays. Coach, back to the fumble for a moment. What did you see?
What I saw was this. Fisher saw big 54 coming upfield. He saw big 54, Mike Caruso coming upfield, and I think he saw that gold jersey, and it took his vision off the ball. You got to look the ball in and catch it first. Now here we go. You'll see there's a little bit of pressure from 54. Now he's coming upfield, and you can't see it, but 54 was in his sight lane, and a lot of times, you know, Rich, that'll cause you to disturb your vision.
You got to look the ball all the way into your hands.
Yeah, the pitch was nice.
It was a good pitch. It was out in front of him to where he should have handled it, and I agree with you, Paul. He probably took his eye off it for a minute to see what was coming from the inside and lost the ball.
If I saw Caruso coming, I'd probably look for him also. You know
Me too.
I may just let the thing go by me. I've watched that kid since he was a sophomore, and he's a good one.
Guys, Tony Walls went out of the problem with
Walls with an equipment problem off on the sideline. Back to play, and there's Yoder with a sack of E.J. Schramm.
They cannot block the A-gap when he's in it. You can't handle him in the A-gap. He's coming upfield faster than the quarterback can retreat.
That's where you got to gap block that. You got to close off that inside gap first, Paul, and you can see that he's not. He even came on the backside gap that time.
Correct, and the guard's blocked out. You've got to go back to your old gap down block.
That's right. You got to block toward. You got to protect
toward the ball.
inside gap first.
Schramm never had a chance. Couldn't even see what he had set up downfield, and they lost 9 on that, so it's 3rd and 19 now from the 39. So a no gainer and then a sack has West Virginia now with a 3rd and long situation. Walls back in the game. That's him motioning to the top of your screen. Schramm to the middle, overshoots West shoulders.
Yeah, he had a little bit of running room too. They had a good rush on, and the linebackers were dropping deep and had some blockers in front of him. Couldn't get him the ball, however.
That was a good idea, Coach.
Yeah, it was. It was a good call.
They'll bring the punting unit on. They faked one near this position earlier tonight, which was unsuccessful.
It would be disastrous to try it again. I'm not going to tell the coach what to do, but now they've got a wide receiver out there that they may throw to, but don't give it to that horse in the middle again. Use field position.
Will await the punts from Grubler. It's high and will not be fielded. Takes the West Virginia bounce, and they'll continue to let it roll inside the 5 and
Great
down
job.
at the 3-yard line. Tremendous job by Adam Grubler.
Now, there's things that you can't coach often in the All-Star game. Letting the ball roll. Get as much yardage out of the roll as you possibly can. And these are things that you can see that these kids, you know, they're All-Stars. They have to have that headiness to come into a game like this. You know, the mental game as well as the physical game and, of course, actual skill of the game are all components that have to go in to playing this game.
Well, tonight's game, the opener to our high school football season here on WTOV9, and this is another dandy. We love bringing you the high school football preview show, August 24th, a Wednesday night, 7 to 10 p.m., as we will preview local teams and the upcoming season here in 2005. Church fakes inside, now outside, in a lot of trouble, and will that be a safety? Let's see. No, they're going to mark it outside at the 1-yard line, as Church just could not get out of traffic. Brian Henderson down there, among others, to wrap him up. Also give credit there to number 63. That's Ryan Stahl of Wheeling Park.
I think it was a broken play. If we can get it at the snap, Coach. Now watch.
Okay, here it is right here.
He's looking for somebody.
Somebody went the wrong way.
Correct.
Either he turned the wrong way or the backs went. And I think it might have been Ryan Church who turned the wrong way because both backs went to the left and he went to his right.
Now that's another big play for West Virginia. That ball's right on the 1-yard line, Coach, and the backfield is in the end zone. So this is, you know, if West Virginia comes with pressure, it could be problems.
Look at these splits, Paul.
Oh, I'm seeing it.
Church trouble again, and he just got out of that, avoiding a safety another time.
They're having some type of communication problem in there. I mean, this is consistent. There's a consistent, and you know, Church
2 plays in a row. Yeah,
and Church has got to be frustrated because he
not
don't
as
make
frustrated as this guy is. I'll tell you that right now.
See, he's looking for people, and there's nobody there, and you don't want to do that down there.
That's for sure.
And once again, there's Henderson right on the ball. You know, he's a lot like the kid from Martins Ferry. Wherever the ball is, you'll find 46.
Well, they can't lose any more yardage, otherwise it will be a safety this time. 3rd and 13 from inside the 1. Church will uncork it. Thompson.
Oh, my goodness.
A catch. That is Fisher. Mike Fisher out there split out as he continues to contribute, running and now catching the football. A huge hookup and a first down across the 30 to the 31.
What a great play. Now, Church is going to get it up, and it's under heat because West Virginia was coming into that C gap, and this is just a great catch.
Wow.
One thing we can say, Fisher does have some hands, Coach.
Yeah, he does. Even though he dropped one, that time he kept his eye on the ball.
Man, all the way in.
So Ohio bailed out by Church to Fisher for 30 yards. And now back to the ground and Ben Smith as this clock winds inside of 7 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. And when you think about plays of the game so far, the Thompson catch from Magnone as we see Fisher being attended to on the sideline, and that one certainly as well, because that could change the complexion in terms of field position.
Oh, it sure can.
Oh, guaranteed. You see the cramping up right now. Oh, yes, it does change complexion.
Right now, Mike Fisher out of the game. He's cramping up. Coach, what do you have called here?
I got a quick pitch called to Mossburg. It's been running well for us, quarterback to quarterback, coming around right in.
Pretty nice running quarterback from Frontier, I guess. To the inside, see if they can seal everybody.
Got a lead block right there.
Caruso coming. Got a hand on him, and couldn't bring him down. And here's Mossburg, needs a block as he's in the open field.
This could be trouble.
Inside the 30, Josh McKee will try to run him down on the angle, and Mossburg breaks free of him. What a run for a touchdown!
Your final words to me, Coach. We're watching him run. He's good. That could not have been more prophetic.
Hey, he is good. You know what? That's why I brought 6 quarterbacks, because they're all athletes.
66 yards, Anthony Mossburg, and Ohio has cracked open a 20-0 lead.
West Virginia could not let that happen.
Yeah.
That right.
And I think they recognized the Paul because they did have they had the people there right here. There's going to be a missed tackle right here. And makes a nice little move, another missed tackle.
Missed tackle
another
there,
missed
that's
tackle.
3. Now watch the move he puts on. Now you're looking for a play of the game. This one's not bad.
Yeah.
And watch, he puts the icing on the cake right here. He'll come down and he'll take McKee and just work right off of him and into the end zone.
I tell you, give credit to number 12 Kyle Carpenter from Buckeye Trail. He never gave up. He sprinted down the field to get the key block at about the 5-yard line to put him in.
That Lombardi theory, when everybody does their job on any given play, at the finality of that play, it can be a touchdown.
5 plays, 97 yards. Mossburg, 66 for the touchdown. He's a happy man. Ohio, they're a happy team. 21-0 on the S-Team scoreboard. 3rd quarter continues after this.
Thank you for watching the 34th Annual Rudy Mumley OVAC All-Star Charity Football. Your favorite shows at the times you want them, beginning September 5th on WTOV 9.
And welcome back to live coverage of the OVAC All-Star Team game. Yes, team scoreboard is Ohio leading 21-0 over West Virginia. I'm joined now by Anthony Mossburg, Frontier High School quarterback, playing tailback tonight, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. 6 carries, 98 yards, including that touchdown run. That was something else.
Thank you. It was good blocking by the line. I just follow everybody, and I can get a touchdown every time if they block from a good luck guy.
Now, at the beginning, that looked like maybe a yard or two. It was closed up early, and then you broke it free.
Yeah, I just try to read my blocks the best. Everybody on this team's an all-star. They did a great job on that play.
Now, you're a quarterback at Frontier. You're playing tailback tonight. How about that change?
I love it. I love playing tailback. I can do this every day.
Robert Morris College, where you're headed, and there, another position change to the secondary.
Free safety, yes. Maybe some offense later on, like my junior, senior year, hopefully.
Mr. Mossburg from Frontier putting on a show. Back to you guys in the booth.
Over to John Simonson now, an injury update, John.
Well, 3 plays ago, West Virginia was in good shape. They had Ohio backed up, and then just 3 plays, they go 99 yards and 10 inches for the touchdown. On top of that, they've lost Darren Matthews of Magnolia for the rest of the game. Slight case of dehydration. They don't want to take any chances.
John, thanks. That was Walls on a short carry. Let's talk about Mossburg. It's the first time I've ever seen him play, and I'm sure many people either here or on TV haven't seen him either. He flies under the radar being from Frontier, but just for simply proximity reasons.
Not only that, Ryan, but, when you take a kid who's played quarterback all through his high school career and in an all-star game, you put him at a tailback position, that's a big change. And this kid has really adjusted to that extremely well, and, had some key gains in the first half and also here as well.
Schramm in the pocket to the middle, and it's picked off. A.J. Twardoski of St.Clairsville, who did it all for the Red Devils in 2004, comes up with a pick. And it's spiraling downward for West Virginia here.
Right, I'm going to tell you something. I was talking to John Simonson before the game. We were down here on the sideline, and we were talking as Ohio was warming up, and he pointed to Twardoski, and he said, he's going to get an interception in this game, and darn if he didn't right there.
And guys like Coach Caldwell told me earlier, that's another one of your quarterbacks right there picking off the pass, Coach.
But he's an athlete. I mean, he was a great quarterback. He was an
athletes, and quarterback's doing a good job. Come back with this quick pitch again to Fisher, see how he does.
And we talked about Mossburg earlier. Frontier's been in the playoffs the past 3 seasons with him at quarterback.
Fisher to the 42. Twardoski, as we get a look at him. A little smile for the camera. I think he said hi to his mom there. He scored touchdowns on just about every way you could last season. As a quarterback, he ran for 1. He threw for 1. He returned a kickoff actually here at Wheeling Island Stadium against Wheeling Park. Returned a punt and also punted one up in the air as the punter. It didn't cross the line of scrimmage. He picked it up and ran it all the way for a score.
And he's headed to the Air Force.
This is Church on a 2nd and 8. Give to Mossburg to the 38.
It looks like a power outside, Coach, but again, they're cutting it back and trying to find a soft spot to go north and south. That Twardoski kid from St. Clairsville is a great young man. He's a bright kid. He's a fine athlete. I didn't know he was going to military academy.
So a 3rd and 4 coming up. As we approach the 4-minute mark, Mossburg with that carry over 100 yards now, 102 for the game. Of course, that 66-yarder a few moments ago certainly helped out quite a bit. Church going to come back across, and this one is going to be intercepted. Heck of an adjustment there defensively by Wayne Green of Linsly, who has played that like a wide receiver.
Best alternative. Bring it down in the end zone. Get it out on the 20. Get the touchback.
And Ohio can certainly afford to take this chance.
Watch the waggle action. Watch the fullback in a flat ball. He's right here, right now. It's a 1st down. And I don't know why Ryan Church doesn't see him. He throws across his body, deep across the middle. And the old saying, you never throw across the middle late.
No. And plus the fact his progression was to the fullback. He was wide open, and he had pasture to run in.
Derek Thompson was the intended receiver, so West Virginia comes up with another turnover. Down 21-0. Schramm back in. 3:43 left, and here's a meeting.
Guess who?
Chaz Yoder once again introduces himself to Tony Walls.
One thing you can do, you can see who the defender is. Now you got to find out who's running the ball, because he's usually there before the ball carrier.
Here's it is on Smitty's Carpet Center replay. I mean, he just comes through untouched, and they still haven't made a blocking adjustment to that inside stunt with the nose tackle.
Exactly. They're not doing anything to protect the gaps, and as a result, with guys like what they have on the defense, you'll not stop them. And there comes Yoder again. Now watch him read off.
Schramm near side. Crow out of bounds. He caught it, but now are they going to rule that a catch or not?
Yes, he swung his hands as if that's, oh no. Yes, he did.
No, they're bringing it back. He showed incomplete.
Initially he said incomplete. It looked like he was going to spot the football. We will get a look at it here on the Smitty's replay.
Okay, we're going to get a sprint into the sideline, and it's kind of like a little comeback route. Quarterback's going to focus in. Nice throw. It
well
was
out, yep.
Definitely out. Good call on the official's part.
3rd and 14 from the 16. Walls will bounce out.
Sprint again.
Schramm with pressure from Palmer, who unloads on him, and the ball's
I think
loose.
it's a loose ball, Ryan. Nick.
Ohio has it.
Ohio with the recovery. Kenny Davis of Steubenville Catholic Central, but the man that made the play, Bruce Palmer. Is this an explosion or what, gentlemen?
He's had such a big game. Bruce Palmer, the big defensive end.
This is something else.
This, again, they're sprinting out, trying to get the ball to the perimeter to throw. As he sets, look backside.
Third sack of the night for Palmer.
Beating that offensive tackle to the outside, Paul. That offensive tackle has to take a wider angle to get between him and the quarterback.
Just can't get to him. Can't get to him.
Just not quick enough.
Mossburg looking for his second touchdown, and he's got it. 5 yards out. Ohio running away with it now.
Now we're talking about the size differential.
Yep.
We're talking about pounding away at the West Virginia offense or defense, and West Virginia's defense is now becoming a target. They've been on the field too long.
Not only physically, Paul, but emotionally as well.
Oh, yes.
You know.
On that Smitty's replay, look at the hole inside on the isolation. That's just a fine offensive play.
Yep. And boy, I tell you, he knows where the end zone is too. He got his shoulder squared up and ran straight for the end zone.
Looks like one of your old backs covering the tips. Yes, covering the tips. Fundamentally sound.
Yep.
Dirty true again. 28-0. Bruce Palmer. Man, it's hard to sit here. If you want to think MVP for Ohio, it's a tough call right now. They've got unbelievable contributions across the board, offensively, defensively. Bruce Palmer, 3 sacks tonight, caused that fumble. And the ensuing play led to Ohio's 4th touchdown tonight. Mossburg second, 28-0 on the S team scoreboard. 2:48 left here in quarter number 3. We'll see if Don Sloan can catch up with Bruce Palmer down there. I'd love to hear his thoughts on his performance tonight.
I don't know if he'll have a chance because Bruce Palmer is also on special teams, Ryan, and he's been covering kickoffs for Ohio this evening. Well, he's coming off this sideline. They're getting a replacement in there for him. It's number 68, John Skinner from Beallsville.
Palmer's quite a player. He's
got a great size. He's got a nice range for a defensive end. 6'4", 225.
He runs well.
Yeah.
He runs well. That's the name of the game. Be able to run.
And he's another guy that did play both sides at Indian Creek. Tight end for the Redskins. M-Star kickoff from Mike Doherty, Jack Crow, and Tony Walls. You can see the air out of this West Virginia squad right now. West Virginia had some promise, down 14-0. They got a big turnover and couldn't convert on it. Since then, it's been all Ohio. Walls, they're going to say his knee was down.
Oh, wow. I tell you, the wheels are really coming off the wagon now.
There was no argument on the call, so the kid knew he had his knee down.
John Simonson, what do you have for us down there on the West Virginia side?
Well, we have some renovations to Wheeling Island Stadium because of the 2 floods that we had. But basically, the only thing that has been replaced is from the sideline and clear to the concrete. That's the only thing that has been replaced. The rest of the stadium came out fine, and they anticipate no further problems, of course, if there are no more floods.
Yeah, this place was cursed by that flooding, and it's a sensational work that was put in to get this place back up and running. And just days, literally days after that September flood, they were playing football here. West Shoulders, as Bobby Herron is back into the game, he hands it off to Shoulders for a short pickup.
I believe Carson from Union Local was in on that stop, and once again he's getting a good read. You talk much, Coach. He's getting a good read off the center, and he's being able to get to the ball real quick. You have him and Yoder in there together. That really makes a difficult defensive tandem to run against. Now, once again, we're seeing West Virginia stay in that double tight set. And you've got to get some big plays out of these running backs to move any yardage right now, to make any yardage.
Ball's on the ground.
Ball on the ground. Herron trouble with the snap. So West Virginia will pounce on it and have it. As we're inside of 2 minutes now, remaining here in the third quarter.
West Virginia is now third and about 12. They've had no positive yardage at all on this series that they have after Ohio scored to go up 28-0. And Paul, you're right. They can't stay in that double wing and expect to get a big play out of it. They're having no success running the ball against this Ohio defense at all.
Ohio has spent a timeout, 1:37.
The blocking schemes that they're using, you know, they're not sound. I mean, there's something that Ohio has found, and they've made a living on it. And of course, West Virginia is not blocking back to the A gap. Their guards are still trying to reach the 3 technique, if there is one, or a gap technique, whatever the case might be. And when that occurs, there's a natural seam inside, and they're running that little game.
Right.
You know, the old little cross stunt you guys used to run with the nose going one way and the linebacker going the other. And even if the linebacker goes the wrong way, there's a nose guard that you have to.
Right.
While we have a moment, we want to preview our high school football game of the week schedule, which kicks off Thursday night, August the 25th. Steubenville Big Red. On a special, we'll host Akron Bookville. We're High in Oakland. We'll follow that up the following night on August the 26th. Following week, Bellaire takes on John Marshall. Then we move on to Steubenville Big Red. We'll be here at Wheeling Island Stadium to take on Wheeling Park. Following that, on September the 17th, St.Clairsville takes on Bellaire. We continue with more games on the 23rd. Buckeye Local, Indian Creek. All these games following Sports Friday. Edison taking on Toronto on Friday night, September the 30th. Steubenville Catholic Central, Wheeling Central, October the 7th on a Friday night here at Wheeling Island Stadium. We'll check this play here and get back to more of the schedule here in a moment. 3rd and 12. Herron lofts it up. It's going to be a jump ball. And that is caught.
Offense gets it.
At the 30, Jack Crow, nice job. First down, West Virginia.
Took a page out of the Ohio offense.
I tell you, did a great job. It was a desperation deep throw on the part of West Virginia. Jack Crow, an excellent receiver from Weir High. You can see here, pretty good coverage on him. The ball is thrown up. Give the receiver a chance to make a play. And that's exactly what he did, and he made the play.
Before that play, West Virginia had 0 net yards for this quarter. Before that play. That'll tell the story.
Well, they had to spread him out. They had to get a guy like Crow outside so they could isolate him and make him, you know, have him make things happen.
This is Crow coming around the end.
Again, a great job by the defensive end over here, number 72. That's Scott Antonik from Bellaire High School. Did a good job of keeping the blocker away from his body with his hands, kept his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage, just skated to the outside, forced it back inside. Linebackers were there to make the hit after a 2-yard gain.
Once again, their plays are east and west before they go north and south.
Right.
And to do that takes time. You have to sustain blocks. And plays like that give the backside linebacker the opportunity to kind of slow play that, just as he did.
That's right.
When the end shoved it inside, then the linebacker was there to make the hit. And they don't want this kid hurt. Crow's a good one.
Yes, he is.
You can see Crow having trouble getting off the field there.
Well, he was a youngster that came back with the counter that time. That was a Z counter, a slot counter.
So Crow helped off with Dave Caldwell. He pitched a shutout with his club back in 2001, 36-0. He's a quarter and change away from doing it here again tonight and evening his all-star record at 2-2. Reminder, $10,000 kick. Always an exciting addition here to the game. That comes your way between the 3rd and 4th quarter. Herron was in trouble again as the pressure coming from the red jerseys flipped it out and it was too high for Walls. So they have another Ohio player shaken up down there.
I think it's Anthony Carson on the nose tackle.
Well, Crow's all right. He's back onto the field.
And Carson will come off the field.
And I tell you, they got a kid just as big and just as aggressive, Lou Ward, coming in to take his spot.
They're changing the same shoe.
Yeah.
They're getting the same type of thing. Now they're trying to get the ball into Walls' hands. That's the big thing right now, because you know, Herron looked him all the way in. Now we want to see what happens here on this. There's
Haven't seen too many Meadow errors tonight.
They've done well.
It's been good.
This might be the first one.
No, West Virginia had a motion.
Did they have a
encroachment.
penalty?
Yes, West Virginia had one, and this is the second penalty tonight in terms of encroachment, which says a lot for the timing, you know, of both offenses.
But yeah, that changes the play call. You go from 3rd and 8 to about 3rd and 3.
And a look at the man that'll be kicking here in 15 seconds. Will that foot produce $10,000 from 45 yards away? We'll see here in just a few moments. West Virginia's going to be, they're going to let it run out. When we start the 4th, they will have a 3rd and 2 from their own 38-yard line. Ohio, 12 minutes away from bringing the OVAC game back to their side of the river. 14 points in the 3rd quarter. They doubled their 14 in the first half. 28-0 on the yes scoreboard as we head to the 4th quarter. But prior to that, the $10,000 kick, which comes your way next as live coverage of the Rudy Mumley OVAC All-Star Charity Football Classic continues here on WTOV9.
Good morning, I'm Natalie Pasquarella.
The All-Star game on the S-Team scoreboard after 3 quarters of play. Ohio leading West Virginia by a score of 28-0. Time now for what has become a tradition here at the OVAC All-Star game, the health plan $10,000 kick. And tonight's contestant for the health plan $10,000 kick, Rick Penner of Wintersville. Rick, are you ready for the kick?
Yeah, as ready as I can be.
Now, what's your experience kicking? I mean, are you an expert here? Or do you have a pretty good history kicking?
No, some sandlot ball when I was a little boy, but it's been a while ago.
Dave Matthew from the health plan with me as well, and $10,000 on the line for this guy, but if he doesn't make it, he won't go home empty-handed.
No, he won't. He wins it. Regardless, he'll have a check for $500, and he's got a new twist this year, and that he's kicking from south to north.
45-yard kick, and as Dave Matthews said, we normally kick at that end of the stadium, so a new twist will be kicking over to this side. So the big question for you, Rick, you win either way, $10,000 or $500, but are you ready and you're going to get that $10,000?
I hope. We'll see.
All right, have at it. Rick Penner of Wintersville, the $10,000 kick. Give him some support.
Straight on.
Rick Penner of Wintersville, give him a hand.
Thank you.
$500 check presented by Dave Matthew of the health plan. Now, Rick, one little critique here. I think you were worried about your cell phone. You set your cell phone down behind you, then I think you looked to make sure you didn't step on it.
I probably did.
Well, thanks for the effort and a good job. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you. I'm just glad I didn't hurt myself.
Rick Penner of Wintersville, $10,000 kick. I'll tell you what, give him credit. That's courageous to go out there and do that in front of a packed house here at Wheeling Island Stadium. 4th quarter is on tap. We will have it for you after this timeout. Ohio 28, West Virginia nothing on the S-Team scoreboard. We're back after this.
This week, News 9 was
stadium. You see the change on the scoreboard, and you see that young man celebrating, Dana Davis, while we were away. 62-yard touchdown run on 3rd and 2 to cap off a 6-play 95-yard drive. And here it is, folks, on the replay. Dana Davis finding his way through that hole.
Nice
and
cutback.
Goodbye after that.
That forced them to go to the block back, Coach, on that play. Everybody had to block back toward the center.
That's right.
There was the kick out and a big score.
The extra point was blocked by Dirk Soland of Ohio. John Simonson with the man, number 12, Dana Davis right now. John?
Thanks, guys. Dana Davis of Brooke, tell us about that play.
We've been running that play all week. I know if we just run to the line, hurry up, snap it, we break something, something will happen. Big West and Tone gave me a good block. Took it to the house.
All right, still in it.
Yes, sir.
Back upstairs.
Mike Fisher out to the 25-yard line, and Davis. Don Sloan was another guy that we talked about that was primarily going to play defense. At least that's the way it looked early in the week. And there was the notion that he could play offense. Well, here he is. He plays and makes the big explosive play.
Yeah, it's interesting. Terry Depew did tell us out of practice. He said, I'm sitting here looking at the walls. He's going to go play defensive back in college. Dana Davis is going to play defensive back in college. But they're two good running backs, and they both said, Coach, we want to play in the secondary. That's where we'll be at in college. But they can both get the job done, as you saw there with Davis running out of the backfield.
Antonio Magnone back in a quarterback for Ohio. And now Mossburg going to try to show off those throwing skills. Wide open, Clay Tucker. Nice adjustment, gets his feet, and he'll go for a touchdown. 74 yards. They brought out the razzle-dazzle. And Tucker, another guy who was supposedly just going to play defense, he chips in with a huge play offensively as Ohio strikes right back.
Athletes, as Coach mentioned earlier, you can do some things with athletes. And on this Smitty's replay, you're going to see a lot of ball handling there. The ball's handed off and then brought back. And a left-handed throwing the ball. And, of course, the coverage was way underneath. Great catch, great body control, good field presence, and in for the score.
Okay, that says it all. It's a perfect analysis of the play, Paul, and just a great throw by Anthony Mossburg. Looking for him to run. He's been so successful running the ball, and they pull one out of the hat, and certainly come back and score very, very quickly. Big play potential.
That's smart on the part of Ohio.
Yeah.
Right now, that wind that got back into the sails of West Virginia, something like that just takes it one step forward and 2 steps back.
What a start to this fourth quarter. 2 plays and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
correct.
11:27. We're not even a minute into this quarter.
Clay Tucker, let's get another look at it. He's going to try his hand at wrestling at Ohio University, but before he heads to the mat, one more football game for his career. And look at the footwork here, Coach Bill. You're great look at it.
Great job, yeah.
Just very much under control, and then he knew just what to do with the ball. Take it in and run with it.
He knew where the sideline was. He wanted to make sure he wasn't going to step out of bounds. And the important thing, Ryan, was he concentrated on making the catch first.
Correct.
Remember Booker Brooks up at Penn State, Paul, used to always say there is no run without the catch.
Correct, and you have to catch it before you can run it.
That's right.
And the other thing, when we used to go up there and listen to Coach Paterno talk about presence of the field, him and Coach Sandusky would talk about field presence, where you're at,
where you are
all the time. And boy, he sure knew where he was all the time. I have so much credit going out for the Mossburg kid because he throws that ball, he runs that ball. He's a fine athlete.
Oh, he sure is.
M-Star kickoff for Mike Doherty. Don Sloan, what's the mood like down there on the Ohio sideline?
I tell you what, they're pumped up, and Coach Dave Caldwell, he loves Mr. Mossburg. He's been telling me all week that he's a player, and he's sure showing it.
Look at Jack Crow dazzling his way across the 30, and a tough run out to the 37-yard line. He's not giving up.
That's a lot of effort. A lot of effort in the part of Jack Crow.
Jack Crow is a battler. We saw him a couple times during the course of the season, and he's a real feisty kid. Never say die, never give up. And it showed right there. He made a great effort in getting West Virginia some decent field position out to about the 37-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I wanted to talk to Clay Tucker. I turned around. I can't. He's playing defense. He's already back out there. And just a little hint, he's run for a touchdown. He's thrown for one, and I think he might get a chance to catch one.
Talking about Anthony Mossburg?
Absolutely. They're going to try it.
Carson tried to sack Herron. He couldn't, and Bruce Palmer gets number 4.
These defensive ends from Ohio are doing just a great job, getting a lot of inside pressure, Paul, forcing those quarterbacks to jump out of the pocket and right into those 2 big defensive ends.
You can't get around them, and you can't stay underneath them. And there's pressure from the mid. That was Carson, I believe, that gave him all that pressure.
And here comes Palmer
right now. And great short tackling.
Yes.
Great short tackling. Well, once again, he's a specimen. 6'4", 2 1/4. he's nice to have in your foxhole.
Yeah.
West Virginia, the passing game tonight, non-existent. They've only completed 2 passes. They've had a number of disruptions. Here's more pressure.
There goes that middle screen. They were going to run.
Oh, shoulders is met by Ward and Palmer.
I think Ohio has the better solution to that play by bringing that wide receiver coach in and having a more mobile and quicker receiver to run that ball. Nothing against Saunders. It's just that when he gets the ball, he's going to lumber with it. You need somebody who can really dance.
And fellas, both those guys, Louis Ward and Palmer, are going to college together. They're both attending Malone.
Well, I tell you, Malone will be very happy to have.
Yeah, I'd say Malone. They're getting a heck of a duo there.
I tell you, Ward played that real nice. He was a nose guard. He played off the ball a little bit. Played real soft. Was able to, play the screen, the middle screen, really well.
This is a 3rd and 19. Herron out of pressure. Jack Crow caught it at the 34, but can't escape Clay Tucker.
Crow opened himself up. I know that it's not good enough for the first down, but Jack Crow worked himself perfectly to break off that route and then get back in the vision of the quarterback. Now, you're getting that straight drop back, and this kid's under a lot of heat. You know, Bobby don't have all day to throw. Now, watch Crow. Watch Crow work himself free. You see how he played that? You know, he got into the zone off of his route and then kept himself free.
Made sure that he was in the proper line of sight and came back to the ball.
Grubler, nice spiral. Coming on to Fisher, who had problems with it, but picks it up at his own 33 before he swarmed there with 8:54 left.
You got to love
contest.
Fisher because he drops the ball, went right down after it, and then tried to make something out of it. You know, he's just a good, tough kid. He's the kind of guy you'd like to have a bunch of.
That's right.
All right, hey, Don Sloan down there, you hinted towards it a few moments ago. Mossburg has run for one, he's thrown for one. Are we going to see him now split out to try to catch one? Well, trifecta.
Well, he's in there right now. So, Coach, you know he's run for one. He's thrown for one. Do you think we could throw this guy a touchdown pass too, go for all 3?
You know what? Let me look over this defense a little bit and see if I can do that for you. I'll try to figure out something.
Here we go. He's going to try to do it.
I'm going to try to do it.
Hey, Don, just tell him to draw it up in the dirt.
There's Mossburg carrying it.
Here it comes.
Here it comes, just for me.
Because he wants to see it on that. All right. I want spread minus slant. Spread minus.
All right, this is my play. He told me he'd let me have one play, and this is it. These guys from Frontier, not too shabby. This Mossburg guy.
That PVC's got a lot of good athletes in it, and Mossburg's a real good one, as you can see.
Mossburg is at the bottom of your screen. He's locked up with Josh McKee. We'll go in a slant pattern. He has it across midfield to the 47 of West Virginia.
He's a complete player. This kid's just a complete player, Coach.
Here he is on a Smitty Carpet replay. He's isolated, just a quick slant across the middle. And nice hands. You know, thumbs in, looked the ball all the way into his hands, did a great job. I tell you, where did he say he was going? Robert Morris?
Robert Morris.
They'll love him.
Oh,
Coach Walton's still there. Yep. They'll love this guy.
As a defensive back, by the way.
Oh, they'll put him everywhere.
This play was ready to come right now. When you saw that, I was just going to mention look out because I think Fisher's going to go wide into the formation.
Fisher continues to rack up the yardage. He barrels his way close to another Ohio first down inside the West Virginia 40.
I got to mention one thing, Ryan. Number 77, Kenny Davis from Steubenville Catholic Central. His father played in this game in 1978, whose name also was Kenny Davis.
And he's here in the stands tonight. I had a chance to see Mom and Dad Davis beforehand and here to support their son as always. 2nd and 1 from the 38.
Look at him.
Ben Smith, the spin. Another first down near the 30. Don, what's happening?
Well, Ben Smith, I mean, this guy, he spins, he leaps over guys. We set a practice this week. Remember at Ferry, he was mostly a blocker, and at practice, Coach Caldwell was just running him constantly. He came up to me, Ben Smith did, and said, look, I'm running more practice, it seems like, than I did all year, but he can get it done running the football. Let me talk to the Cat in the Hat here. Cat in the Hat, what do you got for a play here?
We just got a straight dive up into the line, just trying to eat the clock up and get the game over.
Good. It's a good call.
Well, he's a cat in the hat because he's the only coach I know that wears these straw hats.
Hey, and Don, this Smith guy is quite the character too, isn't he? He entertained us this week, Ben Smith.
Yeah, he did. He did quite a bit. He was a fun character.
I commend what Coach Caldwell's doing. I think that he's doing the right thing. And the other thing, the kids are still going to try to make positive yardage out of it. So whatever happens, happens. But I think from the coaching standpoint, he's doing a great thing.
Look for Mossburg to get the ball out of the eye. And watch Ben Smith, the lead blocker.
This is Tyler Graham of Monroe Central, first carry of the night. And he's still dragging. There's Henderson, among others.
He's had a great
helping
game,
out.
Paul.
Michael to carry of Madonna, sticking his head in there.
His dad was a player. You probably can remember him, Coach. You had some battles with his father, Keith, on the field.
Yes,
so,
I remember.
You know,
sure do. That would have been back in the 70s.
Yes, back around this time in the 70s. Okay, on the replay, West Virginia's doing making a fine effort of stringing things out, and they're getting good pursuit. They did not stunt that time, and the last time they stunted when the ball went up the middle. That's how they got positive yardage, because the void was created by the stunt.
The smart thing by the ball carrier on the last play, Ryan, was that he didn't go out of bounds. He stayed in bounds.
There's Magnone on a spread on a 3rd and 10, and he'll carry near another first down at the 21.
And talking about colleges, Magnone, he's headed to Youngstown State to play quarterback up there.
This is a no-back offense. Everybody spread out. You can see a nice running lane up inside. And right here, Henderson's in position to make a play.
Used the wrong open foot and crossed instead of open-footed on that, and that's where Magnone got the beat on him.
Well, we'll see what they're going to do here now on 4th and 1.
Yeah, just shy of it. Magnone's brother Vince actually played in this game a few years back, 2002, as a member of West Virginia. Let's see what they do here. Magnone will give it off. This is Mossburg. He's got it at the 20. Mossburg closing in on 200 total yards tonight.
Is that right? Well, I tell you, I'm really happy for a kid comes from a little school like Frontier. Nobody ever really sees him play too often up in this valley. But it just goes to show you, Ryan and Paul, that there's football players in every school in this valley.
All over the place. All over the place. And this game gives a kid like that the opportunity.
That's right.
You know, to play in front of that big crowd and that great atmosphere.
Mike Fisher.
Nice move.
Bounce.
Good play from the inside out that time.
That's Wayne Green, and he has had a nice game also. The thing I like about this guy, he makes a nice open field tackle.
Yes, he is. And he gets there quick, too. He has nice speed, and he really reacts to the ball very, very well.
On the replay, you're going to see the bounce. Watch Fisher bounce it. And now watch Green. He used a great angle pursuit.
Yes, he did.
He used his speed and a great open field tackle technique.
And as we mentioned earlier, when we talked about Mossburg, he did lead Frontier to 3 straight trips to the playoffs. And you look at the Pioneer Valley Conference, the PVC, one of these conferences within the OVAC, Shenandoah, Monroe Central, they've had some nice teams out of there the past few years.
Magnone ducks his head for a few more.
That was a keep, Ryan. He faked the ball, and that's called a follow, and that's something that you used to do so well, Rich. You had that follow series where the quarterback would ride up inside, then keep the ball and follow. This is a fine play where he'll roll out and fake the ball to tailback, ball on the fullback. Then he'll just find that crease up inside, hoping the defense can overrun.
You know, you guys were talking earlier about the coaches. You know what's amazing? Dave Caldwell, 22 years at Beallsville, only 4 losing seasons. Terry Depew from Linsly, 28 years, only 6 losing seasons. That's 40 out of 50, which is remarkable for small schools.
I tell you, it really is, and these are 2 of the most highly respected coaches in this conference, John.
Blue Ward slipping as he gets through the hole.
John, they do a great job of getting it done. As they say, you know, get her done. They've done this for a long period of time. The thing that it's hard to do is to sustain winning, and they found a way to do that.
especially at a small school.
Right, correct. You don't have a lot of great athletes, year in and year out. You don't have a lot of depth year in and year out, and you have to really be, a very, very wise individual in using the talent that you have to the best of their ability, to the best things that they do.
Also says something for the system.
4th and 6. Magnone upended on the option play.
I don't think he made it.
No, he's going to be a few yards short. West Virginia will have, at the very least, one last shot with 1:40 left. As Ohio, who had a 9-game winning streak, snapped a year ago.
Antonio's kind of smiling. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
That was a speed option. I saw them working on it before the game, and he was good running the ball.
We're going to take a break. Yes team scoreboard. Ohio up 35-6. We'll wrap it up for you after this.
This week, News 9.
Virginia wanted things to turn out, but still they had some spirited performances tonight. One guy that has had the motor running all evening long, Mike Caruso, is standing by with John Simonson. We'll get to that following this play. 1:40 left as West Virginia takes over on downs from its own 13-yard line. Pitch. Walls. 15 and out across the 20. Be about a yard shy of a first down. John Simonson.
Thanks, guys. I'm with Mike Caruso from Wheeling Central, the All-Stater. You've had a lot of good nights here at Wheeling Island Stadium tonight. You yourself played very inspired. Just wasn't West Virginia's night.
No, it was a disappointing game. But then again, you got to look at it on the bright side that we had a great week at camp, and I was very privileged to play in the game. I met a lot of great guys this past week, and that I'll have friendships forever with them.
Congratulations on a great career, Mike. Mike Caruso of Wheeling Central, Mr. Intensity. Guys?
Less than a minute left. Pitch to Walls. Is he going to throw this? Gets rid of it. Twardoski almost had his second pick of the night right at the 50-yard line. I'm sure he'd like to zero in on that one more time if he could.
Speaking of wins and success, one, you have a good system, but Coach Depew having guys like Walls and some of the other ones he had, that's not bad. That's just a halfback or a sweep option pass, and they come out to the wing and let her go and try to beat the defense. But, when you start looking back at some of the guys that's been at Linsly, you've got Drummond, you got Willie Clay, people like this guy.
Danny Stevens, who played at Pitt.
Correct. Look for Dana Davis getting the ball, folks.
There he is.
Out of the eye, or out of that wishbone.
We do want to make one correction in response to Twardoski. Earlier we had mentioned he's going to the Air Force Academy. He's actually going to Ohio State University. So we definitely wanted to make that correction and point that out here. 46.1 seconds remaining. First down, West Virginia.
Pointing out something else about A.J. Twardoski, he wasn't a complete defensive starter until partway through this season. Once he got in that secondary permanently, as he also played quarterback, as you know, he made first team All-Ohio.
Yeah. And a whistle.
I think there was an illegal substitution. I don't know. I think they broke with 12 people.
Yep. Whistle blew. 29.4 seconds, as you can see on your clock. Okay, play of the game as voted on by, the guys up here in the booth. We'll get to it right after this play. Bobby Herron.
Wow.
Will get out just near the line of scrimmage, and that should be the final play of this game. Our play of the game, Mr. Excitement tonight, Anthony Mossburg. 66-yard touchdown run that really broke this game open. Here's another look. Mossburg later would throw for one as he compiled nearly 200 total yards tonight, running, catching, and passing. That is our David J. Scarpone play of the game tonight. Your final score tonight on the Yes Team scoreboard. Ohio has it back on their side of the river. 35-6. Gentlemen, some closing thoughts.
Well, I tell you, I really thought it was a very, very spirited game. I was really concerned about West Virginia's speed defensively coming into the game. Paul, the old saying is when you're playing against defensive speed, you run right at it. That's exactly what Ohio did. They ran right at West Virginia's speed on the defensive side of the ball. And on the defensive side of the ball, I thought Ohio showed really some good team speed defensively that was able to shut down West Virginia for most of the night. So I thought it was really a good game. Kids played. It was a good, clean game. Everybody seemed to have a lot of fun. Some big plays in the game, a lot of excitement for the fans. And especially, I was happy to see the Mossburg kid from a little school like Frontier really come up here and shine against probably the best competition he's played against all year.
That's rewarding, yeah.
Guaranteed. I feel the same way as you do, Rich, and what I really liked was the fact that I thought Ohio's defense was coordinated well. You know, when you say how well the team speed is, it overlapped itself, and there was always somebody there. So along with that, and I thought they had a real effective offensive plan, and they mixed it up. So all those things stood for a good night for them.
Coach Beallsville, Coach Walensky, pleasure as always. Happy to kick off another high school football season with you. And
hey, it's our pleasure to work with a pro like you, Ryan.
You're great, Ryan.
All right, we'll be seeing you guys down the road here as the high school football season kicks off in just about a month from now.
Ryan, please thank the crew. They do such a great job.
I was getting set to do it. I was getting set to do it. You beat me to the punch. But thanks to you guys, John Simonson, Don Sloan down on the field, and our entire crew on the cameras, in the truck, and beyond. Here
especially Dean Marini.
Dean Marini, our director, and our entire staff here at WTOV9. The final score once again on the S-Team scoreboard, Ohio 35, West Virginia 6. Thanks so much for watching, folks. Another OVAC All-Star game is in the books. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for watching the 34th Annual Rudy Mumley OVAC All-Star Charity Football Classic. WTOV9's broadcast is brought to you by The Health Plan, Smitty's Floors, M-Star at OVMC, and East Ohio Regional Hospital, Lamar, Team